What is good, everyone? Excuse me for being a tad late. Let me get my audio situated. Just finishing up a last couple things in regard to the stream. That's right. We got a major stream tonight. We have an official album review stream. That's right. We got a major stream tonight. So let me get my audio situated and we'll be in the game. All right. Looks like we're good to go as of right now. Gonna let everybody pour up in here. Got to get a couple things situated on my end as far as the stream goes. Definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in. We got to talk about a throwback 50 Cent exclusive. A throwback 50 Cent exclusive, you guys. We got to talk about basically the game. You know what the game did the other day or a few days ago? The game did an interview pretty much explaining that he didn't get the same push as 50 Cent and Eminem got. The game kind of was feeling a little bit salty. The game actually said him signing with Dr. Dre was not only a major thing for him, but also a major thing for Dre because Dre got an opportunity to put the West Coast on in that situation. Need everybody to hit the like button. Need everybody to hit the like button. We got a dope ass video for tonight. We're going to be doing an official Lobby Boyz album review. That's right, you guys, a track by track album review. I let everybody know last night that that's what we were going to be doing today, an official Lobby Boyz album review. But also, I was checking it out. I saw Boxton had it posted. 50 Cent exposing key details about the game's relationship with Dr. Dre, about the game's signing with Dr. Dre. A signing that had already gone about 2 years before Big 5-0 stepped in and pretty much gave the winning addition to that equation. You know what I mean? 50 Cent is the one who pretty much pulled everything together when we're talking about the game and Dr. Dre. Otherwise, I think we all know that the game would have more than likely been another failed project on Aftermath. Atiba, appreciate you for tapping in. You seem like a first-time user. Hope you add to the conversation tonight for sure. Subscribe if you're not. Atiba says 50 sprinkled some of that diamond dust on the game. The wave was crazy. Yup, you're right. Actually, he pretty much gave him his next diamond recording album. He pretty much gave the game his next diamond album when we're talking about record. We're going to talk about all the records because 50 actually did an interview in the past that exposed all the records that he gave to the game. Even some records that I'm a little taken back by, records that I really wasn't feeling are a part of this list as well. Well, you want to know why there was only one failed project on Aftermath? Because a lot of the other projects were shelved. A lot of the other projects, they said, listen, we're not going to be able to release this on Aftermath because of the fact that it won't meet the standards. And the album was clipped. The album was thrown into the library of Dr. Dre's files. But you know what? Sometimes these library of files can come back to actually do you some justice. Like my guy Lunch Money Lewis, he had old files from back in the day when he was recording. Some of those come back up to play. He just tweaks the record a little bit, and boom, you got Doja Cat. Check it out, Doja Cat and Lunch Money Lewis. Yep. A lot of the projects actually. Yep, I agree with you. Sayo, I agree with you. Everybody share this video. We have a live topic tonight. We're basically going to be doing a full review of the Lobby Boyz album and I'm going to be taking a look at this old 50 Cent interview. 50 did an interview in the United Kingdom, you guys. And you know, when you go overseas for these interviews, you know, they tend to get a little bit more information. They tend to get a little bit more information out of the artist. Why? Because word travels a little bit slower back then, especially. So the United Kingdom is under a bit of a different impression at some points than others. Sometimes they're a little bit late in situations. Sometimes even you can tell with some of the interview questions, some of the dynamics, how 50 actually had to explain to this guy doing the interview. He's like, yo, man, why don't you actually ask the game? Why do you diss 50 Cent when he did so much for you? You know what I mean? He kind of had to put that in the guy's face. He's like, you would say that to Beanie Siegel. You would say to Beanie Siegel, Jay-Z is the one who helped you get where you are. Why would you ever diss Jay-Z? But why wouldn't you say that about the game? No, this is not the Tim Westwood interview. Not the Tim Westwood interview. That is not what we're going to be talking about tonight. See, that's another point right there. That's another point. The game had success after 50. The game had a bit of success before 50. The game had linked up with Dr. Dre before 50 Cent, right? 50 Cent actually acknowledges that. Everybody acknowledges it. 50 is going to go on to say in this interview that the game was actually signed with Dr. Dre for 2 years prior to 50 Cent coming in on the project. So another major aspect of it, appreciate everybody for sharing this video. Appreciate everybody for sharing this joint. Yeah, that's another major aspect of it. The fact that the game had success following G-Unit. But another thing I wanted to say is he did other things prior to G-Unit as well. But when he really got that boost with 50 on How We Do is when it went through the roof for him. And people looked at him as potentially the next big thing in the game. So we got to do a Lobby Boyz interview, Lobby Boyz review. We're doing an exclusive Lobby Boyz album review tonight, you guys. So I hope you're all excited about that. Yeah, I want everybody. I'm about to put up a poll. I'm about to put up a poll in a second. But we're going to do an exclusive album review tonight. That's right, you guys. I do album reviews as well. We're doing an exclusive album review. But I also wanted to go over this 50 Cent interview addressing the game. Because yesterday I came on here and I went over the fact that the game had done an interview where he spoke a lot about his past deal with Dr. Dre. You know, he kind of said Dr. Dre should be happy about what I did for him as well. I gave him an artist here on the West Coast. I gave him an artist to be proud of on the West Coast. I mean, we all pretty much know that Dr. Dre had Snoop before that, but the game brought up the fact that Snoop Dogg left Death Row. Dre himself left Death Row as well, and it left Snoop Dogg to go find many other labels to actually house his projects, which he ended up having to do. Yep, we're going to be talking about all the records tonight, AJ. All the records, man. Yep. Back in 99, 50 was fire. You must be talking about The Glow. But nah, my favorite 50 album was actually the Power of the Dollar album. That was my favorite 50 Cent album, the Power of the Dollar album. All that music he recorded with Columbia. Yeah, that was my favorite material. I'm about to roll something up. I hope y'all are smoking good tonight during this stream. Let me see what we got here, man. Let me see what we got here, because we're gonna go over the whole. That's right, you guys, the whole Lobby Boyz album, starting with Project Baby. That's right, you guys. We're going to start off with Project Baby. That's the first track we're going to talk about. I'm putting a poll up right now. I'm going to put up a poll, best feature. Best feature on the Lobby Boyz album. We got Young Blue, Benny the Butcher, Styles P, and we got Fabulous on there as well, you guys. I'm about to put up the poll. I'm about to put up the poll right now, so everybody can vote in the poll. I only can do 4 options. There's a couple other features on there. We're going to start it off talking about Project Baby, you guys. So Maino was on the hook. Project Baby drove my mama crazy. You know what I mean? Kind of like not the most difficult hook, you know, kind of a simple hook right here. Maino actually set the album off with his first verse. The verse caught me, you know what I mean? There was some shit on here that caught me, particularly from Maino on the Project Baby record. You know, he said, "We lost so many peers, we cried so many tears, we really gambled with life. It's a blessing that it's a blessing we still here. It's a blessing that we alive. It's destined that we survived. I stepped out of that hell. Is heaven a place to find?" Maino came with some real lyrics on this album, you guys. Like I said, a bit of a simplistic hook. You know what I mean? Maino and Jim Jones have never really been the artists known for their hooks, but throughout this entire album, with all the features, with all some of their friends that are associated, they've actually got that covered a lot. They've got Trav actually on the outro, the last song. We'll be talking about Trav a little bit later. Salute to Trav. He actually blessed him with a hook where he's sounding better than ever. If anybody has any thoughts about the Project Baby record, which started off the Lobby Boyz album, you know what I mean? If anybody has any thoughts on that, you can leave it right now in the chat. Or if you're watching this on demand, you can also leave a comment in the in the comment section. I'll probably respond back to you. Terrence says, reminds me of Uncle Murda and Maino, King Kong versus Godzilla. Yeah, a lot of people were thinking that Uncle Murda and Maino were actually going to be signing with Birdman, Cash Money. You know, the fact that those two guys actually worked so well, they developed a buzz that actually attracted the attention of Birdman, you guys. So Project Baby was a dope way to set the record off. They had a track to follow, the perfect track, I guess you could say, to follow Project Babies. It was the Lobby Boyz anthem. That's right, you guys. The Lobby Boy anthem was the second track on the album. We're going to go into that now. The Lobby Boyz anthem. Of course, it started off with Bella K. She actually does it's the Lobby Boyz for me. You'll hear that drop throughout this tape. And this the Lobby Boyz anthem actually has a dope sample from Jay-Z's "Where I'm From." You know, people are gonna be selective about their about the samples. You know what I mean? People are gonna be a little selective about the samples, but I felt like some of the older type of records that they used that really came into to play before Jim Jones and Maino were actually famous like that, or known, or even putting out music. You know what I mean? I felt like them going back and using some of those classics, actually it paid a lot of respect to what I listened to as a kid growing up. So I liked seeing that, man. It just showed how connected that we really are to these guys, Jim Jones and Maino. Let me see. So they had Liravelli. Liravelli was actually on the hook for this. I guess Maino was like, "I'm standing on top of phantoms on all on my Diddy shit. Now rocks covering my charms. Tattoos covering my scars. I look up in the sky, hope we all covered by God. Cause Lord, we still sinning and winning is getting hard. They coming with the racketeering. My dudes is getting charged. Them bars is kind of cold. My heart is made of stone. I woke up in the penthouses. Them strippers took my soul. I think he said them strippers took my soul. Yeah, that had to be Maino because I noticed Maino was doing quite a bit of rapping about strippers on this one. And I noticed in one of the interviews that they did together that Maino actually said he wasn't married and he pointed the finger at Jim Jones when they were talking about married life. So, yeah, to hear Jim Jones and Maino on this together, well, more so specifically, to hear Maino on this album actually rapping about, strippers and that bachelor lifestyle, play a Diddy type shit. You know what I mean? He's living up to it. But like I said, the Liravelli, he gave me some Sway Lee vibes. You know what I mean? From the French Montana, Unforgettable. He gave me them Sway Lee vibes. So Liravelli was cool. And like I said, on the first record, Project Baby, they really I felt like the hook wasn't all the way together for that. But on an intro, you don't need to so much worry about having the hook together. On the intro, you want to have some hot bars. You want to set the album off right. Now here we go with the Lobby Boyz anthem. Here we go with the Lobby Boyz anthem, guys. And now they're swinging for the fences. They're swinging for the fences with Liravelli on the hook. Jim Jones set it off right. And everybody in the chat, leave your thoughts on the Lobby Boyz anthem as well. Jim Jones set it off in the chat, in his verse, I should say. He said, I got dudes trying to hit me. Even the feds trying to get me. I've been in Bompton with gangbangers, rocking all red and my dickies. So when you little dudes keep saying you're going to spin and dump, I will turn you into a plate of food, like some dinner or lunch. We certainly will spin the block and put you in the trunk, boy. All this water on my body like some swimming trunks, boy. We've been pumping that Miley Cyrus, bitch. I've been a wrecking ball. Yeah, the wrecking ball line from Miley Cyrus. I like that line right there. All this water on my body like some swimming trunks, boy. That was cool. That was cool. The Miley Cyrus line about the wrecking ball. I mean, I guess that's pop culture reference or something like that. Anybody feeling the Miley Cyrus bar? Pumping that Miley Cyrus. Bitch, I've been a wrecking ball. Everybody vote in the poll. Who was your favorite feature on the Lobby Boyz album? We got, for the selection, we've got Young Blue, who did his thing. We've got Benny the Butcher, Styles P, and FABO. We got FABO. So, yeah, let me see. Jim Jones wasn't done there, though, guys. He wasn't done there on the Lobby Boy anthem, y'all. Jim Jones was not done there. He was like, if you ain't made 50 M's, I won't take your advice. Spent 20 M's off of gangbanging and the lawyer fees. My dude caught life. He want commissary and toiletries. He got robbed and got it back the same day. Mysteriously, that dude that robbed him had got clapped the same day. Yeah, Jim Jones was hitting with some street tales. Jim Jones was hitting with some street tales on this one right here. But it's only right because it's the Lobby Boyz anthem. We're officially on the second track of the album right now, you guys. So you're setting it off on it's a bit of a different vibe. You know what I mean? You want your album to continue rolling, which is what they did here. And they rolled right into the song called No Love with Maino. Spitting hard on there. Drugs in my pocket. I sold crack by my schoolyard. And in this record, No Love, Jim Jones and Maino, I started to notice they started to match each other. You know what I mean? They started to match each other when it came to their lyrics. A little bit later on in the album, they began to trade off. You know what I mean? Not so much as Jada and Styles, but they do trade off to a certain extent. I'll bring that up a little bit later in the album. I need everybody to share this video. Tonight we got two major topics. We're actually doing a live review. We're doing a live review of the exclusive Lobby Boyz album, dope ass album. If you haven't heard it, go check it out right now and make sure you head over to my channel and leave a grade. I put up a grading system if y'all want to grade it. But also here tonight in the chat, we're going to be doing the best feature on the album. This album is like riddled with some of the best features. You know what I mean? Even Big U had told these guys that they had so many features that they could literally do a tour. You know, they've got Young M.A., they've got Benny the Butcher, so that means they could do New York, they could go and they could do upstate New York. You know what I'm saying? We got upstate New York. We got Buffalo in the building right now. Hey, bro, if you haven't voted in the poll right now, who had the best feature? Who got off the best feature on the Lobby Boyz album? I'm really shocked at some of these features, you guys. I'm not going to hold you up. I'm not sitting here saying I think Jim Jones and Maino are going to be able to get everybody. I know they're going to have people they're able to reach out to. I mean, shit, we see Trav on there. We see Styles P on there. We see Fab on there. But shit, when they're reaching out and they're getting people like Young Blue, it's a whole nother story. Young Blue just blew up with his new Drake record, Your Mind Still. So the fact that they got him on there, the fact that Jim Jones, we've seen him working with Takeoff and the Migos, like it shows me how much relevance is all still there. But shit, I remember Jim Jones was filming the video for like, what was it called, you guys? 60 Racks or something like that. And he shut down King of Diamonds, or he shut down wherever he was. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go ahead and share this video. We're doing a live review of the Lobby Boyz album. What's up, Barney? We got the UK in the building. Make sure you shout out where you're from. The next record we're getting into, you guys, is No Love. No Love. We're going to be talking about the record No Love from the Lobby Boyz album. So Maino set this one off. And like I was saying, Jim Jones kind of matched his bars. So let's get into it. Maino's like, drugs in my pocket. I sold crack by my schoolyard. Mama praying hard, but I wouldn't break the rules more. But I would break. Mama praying hard, but I would break the rules more. Shooting by the corner store. We just made the news, y'all. They said that I would end up in a cell or the cemetery. We was in the field feeling like it was the military. I done seen a couple soldiers lost. Now they dead and buried. Out here it's hot, but it's chilly like it's February. Maino came with those bars, and Jim Jones actually matched them, you guys. Jim Jones actually matched Maino's bars on here, but also got back into his Fed tails. You know what I mean? On this album, Jim Jones is keeping it real, talking all types of shit, man. Jones came in, matching Maino, as I said. Drugs in my pocket, I sold crack by the schoolyard. Mama praying hard, but I would break the rules more. Oh no, hold on one second. Oh, okay. No, oh damn. Did I really? Chilly like it's February. Damn, did I really mess up that bar? Ah man. Excuse me, you guys. I cut and pasted the wrong shit. Let me see if I can find it real quick. All foreign. I had the butter. How you living, Maino? Life made my heart cold. No. Yo, we got some hot lyrics on this album, you guys. We got some serious lyrics on this album. Okay, so here we go. So Jim Jones had said, since 13, seen dudes killed in cold blood in the streets. Start moving coke because my fridge, it was no grub that we could eat. You ever had a speedy trial and had to face the judge for a week? In the early 90s, we was gassed off the juice. In the projects called Taft, we was getting cash off of juice. Really, though, when Pac was acting, he was running through Harlem. I was really clapping while I was gunning through Harlem. See, he goes crazy on this one. He actually said in this what he would do. You ever had a speedy trial and had to face the judge for a week? In the early 90s, we was gassed off of juice. In the projects called Taft, we was getting cash off of juice. Sorry I didn't have that one properly written. You guys. I actually cut and pasted the wrong things twice. There. My bad about that one. So we're gonna move on to Praying, which is actually the Benny the Butcher feature. Praying featuring Benny the Butcher, you guys. I'm impressed with it. The fact that they got Benny on here. Haran the Don says he got better with his raps. What up, Jersey City in the building? Everybody share this video. We're doing an official review of Lobby Boyz, the new Lobby Boyz album right now. We're getting into the track Praying featuring Benny the Butcher. Wow, that's just crazy. How did I cut and paste that 3 times? So I got to skip Maino's verse on whatever that is, but Benny had a smooth feature on this one. He said, changed people's life around me, and a few of them. Changed the people's life around me, and a few of them. Only sit and talk about the shit that I ain't do for them. Independent, I jumped in this business, maneuvering. So Benny the Butcher taking a quick moment on this record, praying to actually speak on the people's life that he's changed, changed people's life around me. And a few of them only sit and talk about the shit that I ain't do for them. So Benny is pretty much saying there's not a lot of people out there, or there are a few people out there talking about some shit that he didn't do for him. You know what I mean? Well, if you're gonna sit around and talk about the shit that Benny didn't do for you, maybe you should sit around and think about the shit that you could have actually done for Benny. Because Benny actually gave a lot of people in his camp an opportunity. He gave a lot of people in his camp an opportunity, and even more than that, man. And even more than that, everybody vote in the poll right now. I want to know what everybody thinks was the best feature on the Lobby Boyz album. We've got Young Blue, Benny the Butcher, Styles P, and Fabulous up there. So Jim Jones went on this record. Jim Jones is like, I guess we all waiting for our day to come. Hey, God, don't judge me for every time I had to wave a gun. Old times ain't go for all my prior crimes. And all my old watches that I bought, I couldn't buy me time. We was bringing coke through the port back in 99. Listen to these bars from Jim Jones, you guys. Jones is on one on this album. I guess we all waiting for our day to come. Hey, God, don't judge me for every time I had to wave a gun. Old times ain't go for all my prior crimes, and all the watches that I bought, I couldn't buy me time. We was bringing coke through the port back in 99. And if you guys want to check that record out, it's called Praying. Jim Jones, Maino, and Benny the Butcher. Excuse me if I flipped up the verses from No Love to Praying. For some reason, I copy and pasted Maino's verse 3 times. The schoolyard verse. Excuse me for that, you guys. So we're going to move on to Climb Back, you guys. Climb Back. The next record on the album is called Climb Back. Bella K kicked it off with the Lobby Boyz drop. If y'all are wondering who says it's the Lobby Boyz for me, that's actually Bella K. On this one, I believe they actually sampled I Got 5 on it, right? Let me know if I'm mistaken, you guys, but it sounded like I Got 5 on it to me. So many different samples on this album. It was like nostalgic for me. You know what I mean? To actually hear these guys who, I've been in tune with Jim Jones and Maino's solo albums. And I got to say, this is one of the best lights that I've ever heard Maino in when it comes to an actual released album. The other shit, when his label tried to put him out there with the high hater vibe, all that type of shit, you know what I mean? John McCain, the white Bentley and all that type of shit. I wasn't really feeling that so much. But this Maino, I am feeling right here. This duo. And it seems like Maino learned a little bit from his relationship with Uncle Murda. Uncle Murda goes on to sign with G Unit. They didn't do the deal with Birdman, so now maybe this new pairing could be the thing. So we're getting back into Climb Back here. So Maino kicked it off dope. He said, got too many chains on, barely give my neck room, 100 in the drum, get you MFers, click boom. Fifth with a loser, big homie, it's major. Hopped out the coupe, my bitch got a Bottega. Looking for a fade, I'll wave and get your braids touched. Tell them the boys from the lobby coming, they day is up. Tell them the boys from the lobby is coming, their day is up. What an album we got right here. Maino coming hard on Climb Back featuring Dios Moreno. Dios' hook was really eerie, though, you guys. Dios's hook was really eerie. When you look into my eyes, see the places I did crime at. Life was up and down. I was down, had to climb back. Whoa, had to climb back. Life was up and down. I was down and had to climb back. The hook from Dios was very eerie. You know what I mean? Jim Jones is a rapper who we have all had to witness climb back. Everybody share this video if you mess with the content. Share this video. We got two topics tonight. We're talking about a throwback 50 Cent interview where he pretty much exposed the whole game deal with Dr. Dre. And we're doing an exclusive review of the Lobby Boyz album. One of the dopest albums of 2022 thus far, but you're going to have to stay tuned for the end of the review to hear my grade. And also, hopefully, we'll get all of your grades here. What's up with you, Nightman? What's popping with you, bro? So we're talking about Climb Back right now. And like I said, the hook was eerie, and Jim Jones actually detailed his quote-unquote climb back on his verse. Jim Jones said, I had to climb back like I fell from the Rockies. I brought a bunch of new chains and the bezels are rocky. Now that I'm sizzling hot, I'm in hell drinking sake. Shit, my life is like a book, bitch. That should be selling copies. Jim Jones, we know Jim Jones has been through his ups and downs in his career. Shit, at the beginning of Jim Jones's career, he wasn't given the major label Def Jam signing like Jewel's. Jim Jones had to earn that shit. Jim Jones had to earn his way through the independent scene on Koch Records and prove to the industry that he was worth it. Guy from the independent had to prove that he was balling. You know this. So let's see. We're going to move on to Off the Leash now. Next record, Off the Leash. Off the Leash was different. Off the Leash was different than anything we've heard thus far on this album. Jim Jones and Maino came heavy on this one, you know, finally something that could give us a little bit of a bounce. You know what I'm saying? Jim Jones also addressed the verses. That's right, you guys. Jim Jones addressed the verses on Off the Leash. Jim Jones said, F these dudes talking about what happened in the verses. F these dudes talking about what happened in the verses. F them. When we back to back in the Rolls trucks, they look like they hearses. Daughter was in churches. I got chicken in the snack box. I'm trunk in the front while I'm dipping through the back box. Them skeletons in my closet is the watches I got. Shit, I could have bought her house with the watch that I got. Yeah, Jim Jones addressed the verses very, very quickly. You know what I mean? What they talk, F these dudes talking about what happened in the verses. When we back to back in the Rolls truck, they looking like hearses. Skirt! Jim Jones barely addressing it, you know, but the way that he did address it on this, he came in quick. Like I said, it's a record that actually has a bounce. I was really feeling this one. Off the Leash is a record you should check out. I gotta say, there's tracks on this album that have different flavors. They have obviously their slow, more gangsta tracks. They have their heavy, more flashy. You got your Liravelli, your Fabio Foreign type records, but then you've also got this club record and the record for the ladies as well. Major salute, my guy, Jeremy Xavier Collection with the $5 super chat. Appreciate everybody for sending in a super chat, everybody for tapping in tonight. for this live exclusive review of the Lobby Boyz album. I told you I was going to do it. I wanted to come on here and talk about it. Also, I'm going to be talking about a throwback 50 Cent interview where he pretty much exposed the whole situation with the game, signing to Dr. Dre for 2 years, you guys. 2 years before a project was even crafted, before a profitable project was crafted. So yeah, we're talking about Off the Leash. This is what Maino had to say on it. Maino said Maino was back on his stripper vibe on this one, you guys. Maino said, took a few strippers home that I met up in the club. Give them what they want. Player go, player go. Player want. Give them what they want. Player go, player. I just F the baby mama of a ball player. Look at how they treat the boy. I'm major. Shorty in the passenger side. Top tier. Low dudes effing with us. Stop there. Look at how we shit on these lames. Not fair. You should have seen us in the club last night because we just made a mess in the club last night. I should have dropped that last lyric. But everything else to that was pretty good. You know what I mean? Shorty in the passenger side, top tier. Look at these. Stop there. Look at how we shit in these lanes. It's not fair. Look at how we shit on these lanes. It's not fair. Some of that shit was cool right there. You know what I mean? What they want. Go player. I just F the baby mama of a ball player. That shit was pretty cool from Maino. I really liked how he was amped up on this record. You know what I mean? I liked the way that he was rapping on this. Now the hook on this song is something we got to go over. The hook is one of the most interesting things. It kind of reminded me of that 50 Cent song where he was rapping the whole week, where he's rapping when he was doing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know what I mean? Man, you're a bum. Get out of here. Go do a live video with 3 people in it. Repping in here from 860 like a bum, talking shit on me. Get out of my live. I'm from 860. I'm the only one doing this shit from the 860. So let's see. So now the hook of this song is something that we got to go over. It's pretty much their daily schedule. So they go 12 a.m. we was at the lobby. 1 a.m. we pulled up to the party. 3 a.m. so I guess they skipped 2 a.m. 3 a.m. we jumped back in the Rari to the next spot that's after the party. 4 a.m. we at the Chelsea house. 6 a.m. I was eating her out. 7 a.m. I'm going to tell my friends. So Maino's up at like 7 a.m. because it starts with Jim and flips over to Maino. 7 a.m. I'm going to tell my friends. 12 a.m. we in the lobby again. So yeah, that's just something I had to go over, man. The life of a lobby boy. Everybody cut and paste that, type that shit up, make it a part of your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? 12 a.m. we was at the lobby. 1 a.m. we pulled up to the party. 3 a.m. you got to skip 2 a.m. 2 a.m. you got to like blaze up, sip some Patron. You know what I'm saying? You just got to make sure, you know what I mean? You got to make sure you're ready for 3. 3 a.m. we is back in the Rari, but make sure you have the DD. Make sure you got the designated driver. Only let him smoke. So next up, we're going to move into Slide. Slide, right? Featuring Fabio Foreign, you guys. The next record is Slide, you guys. And honestly, I was looking at this very particularly. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had my eyes on this one. I'm like, yo, is Fabio going to give these guys a throwaway? That's what I was wondering, y'all. I was wondering if Fabio was going to be giving Jim Jones and Maino a throwaway. Let's check it out. We got Slide. They've actually got the biggest rapper from New York at the moment on the album. They've got some great features on here. Like I said, we went over Benny the Butcher. They've got Young Blue that's coming up. They got Fabio. They got Fab. So, of course, we start off with It's the Lobby Boyz for Me. And, you know, that's sort of classic. If you don't know, that's Bella K. She says, it's the Lobby Boyz for me. I was listening to this album over the last few days. And, you know, every time one of my boys hears that hook, they just sort of look over at me like, yo, man, that shit's classic. That's very reminiscent of like the old MMG days. you know, the old MMG intro to all the songs and shit. So it's the Lobby Boyz for me. When you guys hear that, just know it's Bella. Go shoot her a follow on social media. If you guys really want to follow a lobby girl, you know what I mean? If y'all want to follow an official lobby girl, go follow Bella K. I'm about to put her IG up so y'all can go follow her. She's official. And she's bad as hell too. Everybody shoot her a follow. Everybody shoot her a follow. But yeah, so let's talk about the record though. Slide, Fabio Foreign doing his thing. Maino took the opportunity to let the world know that he's not like the other rappers. You know what I mean? So Maino gets the opportunity on a song with Fabio. And so when you get this opportunity, you're about to be in front of the whole world. All your lyrics are about to be in front of the whole world. You know, I do a video with Fabio. I'm bringing out the Douce. You know what I mean? Jay-Z sees Mikey T with the Douce during the Fabio video. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get the Douce symbol tattooed on me. You know what I'm saying? But because they see me in the Fabio video with the Douce bottle in my hand, I'm getting a call from Douce next week. You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, this guy please blur that out as well. You know what I'm saying? Blur that shit out. They would probably say. Yup, the Lobby Boyz is Jim Jones and Maino. You guys can go check out the album right now if you haven't. So Maino comes on. He's like, I got that right type of energy. Hold up. Let's take a little time out. Shout out to all my enemies. I ain't no regular rap dude. They know that I live what I rap. Showed up in front of your girl's house. She's the one that I told you I'm that dude. Man, I could have got a better lyric from Maino on that one. So don't make me slide. And I hope not. Don't make me slide is basically the hook on this joint. But what I was asking myself, did Fabio really give them a good verse? Did Fabio really give Jim and Maino a good verse? But before we get into that, we're going to get into Jim Jones's verse. You know, we're going to get into Jim Jones's verse. And apparently we're going to get into Fabio's verse because I misprinted Jim Jones's verse as well. And I don't want to scroll up to go find it. So let's get into Fabio's verse here. So Fabio brought up where he lived in this situation. It's a pretty cool verse. I dig it. Fabio's like, I got styles, bitch. I got a styles, bitch. I live in Soho. I'm in the city. I don't need a promo. I don't need a sign. I don't need a loho. I don't need a gang. I pull up on him dolo. Think about the ops effing up my mojo. Lock a dude down. I'm feeling like a BOGO. I'm feeling like a BOGO. Don't talk too much. I keep it on the low. No jewelry and car because I don't want to showboat. Whoa, hey, can't be a statistic. I know they watching and waiting to see who I'm chilling with, so I got to stay distant. I don't have too many dudes in my pictures. Interesting words from Fabio there, man. And I can confirm Fabio did not give them a throwaway verse. Fabio's verse is hard on this shit, man. I really like that, man. I don't need the sign. I don't need a loho. I don't need a gang. I pull up on him dolo. Thinking about the ops is effing up my mojo. Lock a dude down. I'm feeling like a BOGO. Fabio Foreign went crazy on this one right here, you guys. Fabio went in on this record. You know, I was really impressed with Fabio's verse, man. The hook was raw. You guys. Let me see if I can find Jimmy's verse real quick. All right. Yep, there we go. Here we go. Nah, yeah, I didn't get. Showed up in front of your girl's house. She's the one that I told you I'm that. Man, it was crazy, man. Well, Belicio, that's what I'm reading on this album. That's what I'm reading on this album review right now, bro. So I liked Fabio's verse on there. Now we're going to move on to Babysitter featuring Young Blue. And guys, put Put a star up in the chat if you ever had a babysitter that was bad, that actually gave you the time of day. If anybody in here had a babysitter that was bad, gave them the time of day, put a star up in the chat right now if you were blessed to have that experience. And you guys know I'd be putting that star emoji up right now if I could. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. So let's get into Babysitter with Young Blue. So now look at this. Maino and Jim Jones have connected with possibly the hottest upcoming rapper. You know, Blue set them off right as well with Babysitter. You know, he came in. We got more racks in the ceiling. We got more racks. We got more racks. They say don't play with him. He gets you toe tagged. He gets you towed. Yeah, the AR kick it. It got some blowback. I treat all my hoes special. I don't show no favoritism, but I got this one I really like. She like my babysitter. I treat all my hoes special. I don't show no favoritism, but I got this one I really like. She's like my babysitter. So they set it off right here for Maino and Jim Jones, you know, with the melodic style from Young Blue. Blue also hit him with some flows and some bars, you know. He caught a body in the city and caught a PJ. My little dude spin your shit again, just like a DJ. We on the gangster shit like Grove Street, but I ain't CJ, but I'm a rock star. Diamonds hit like cop cars. So I was thinking at first, whoa, CJ. But then my boy was like, no. He's talking about CJ from GTA, Mikey. Relax, cool it, Mikey. He's not talking about CJ, who's everybody's been getting on from the whoopee. You know what I mean? He's not going in on CJ that everyone's going in on from the whoopty. But I really liked Young Blue's feature. I'm gonna have to say my favorite feature on the album thus far, and we've heard quite a few thus far. But my favorite feature so far has got to be Young Blue. Just the way that he set him off. Now Maino came on. And he really hit the beat when his verse dropped. Maino came on this shit like, started from the bottom where nobody in the world love you. Pray to God that the devil never get a hold of you. Hopping out with all this big jewelry. I'm too cold for you. Young Blue, you ever in my city, we gonna roll for you. Maino holding down Young Blue on this record, you guys. You know, hopping out with all this big jewelry. I'm too cold for you. Young Blue, you ever in my city, we gonna roll for you. Now, let's see how Jim Jones rides on this beat here. And it turns out that Jim actually had a classic babysitter story. And I didn't see any stars up in the chat. That was Maino. And I didn't see any stars up in the chat, you guys. I guess nobody in the chat has a classic babysitter story. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that got the bag as babysitter? Come on, man. Guess I'm the only blogger that done that too. It is what it is. My guy got a babysitter story. All right, cool. So anyways, let's see how Jim Jones wrote on this one right here. Pause. Jim Jones goes, my first babysitter had me horny like I gotta hit her. Tanisha got a little old, started meeting in the lobby with her. Listen to that classic Lobby Boy bar right there. You know what I mean? Listen to this album. You really get an idea of the Lobby Boy lifestyle. You know, how the Lobby Boys are living and shit like that. He said, my first babysitter had me horny like I gotta hit her. Got a little older. Started meeting in the lobby with her. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. Jim Jones setting it off with his classic babysitter story. If you want to hear his full verse, go check it out. Babysitter, Young Blue, Jim Jones Maino. You guys can find it there. Up next, we're getting into No Bobby V, which I didn't understand. But I guess like if Jim Jones and Maino were doing a blog, like say they did a blog, they would probably call it No Mikey T. You know what I mean? So I totally understand it now. You know what I mean? If they were doing a blog, they would probably call it No Mikey T, and they'd be like, yo, man, this is nothing like what Mikey T does, so please tune in here. Nah, shout out to shout out to shout out to Jimmy and Maino, man, for giving us a dope album here. And tune in, stay tuned till the end of the video if you want to know my grade. Also, I'll be asking everybody their grades as well. Oh, you was shook, bro. You hilarious. So let's get into No Bobby V. This was actually featuring Fabulous. They're actually using the classic Bobby Valentino song, Slow Down. Fabulous featured on this one. And this is I have to say, it's the first official girl track on the album, or the first official track for the ladies. They had the club joint. They've had all their street anthems. They've had all their club. They've had a club banger or two, but now they've got to get into some of the tracks. Shout out to DC. Now they got to get into some of the tracks for the ladies. Jim Jones hit it. Everything is foreign when you be at the light. West Side Story, dude, we got way more money. When it gets cloudy, we take trips to where it's way more sunny. F them. But now it's champagne for all the arguments. Sometimes it makes me wonder where your heart done went. You know, right there, I had to tag in that lyric actually because of the fact that Jim Jones is writing about his raps. He's rapping about his life. You know what I mean? He's rapping about his life, you guys. He's legitimately rapping about his life. I saw a few months ago when it was getting all stormy here on the East Coast, Jim Jones flew his ass down to an island or some shit and got away from the storm. You know what I'm saying? So Jim Jones is he's got perspective. That's what a lot of rappers say. They're like, yo, I just want to chill for a little bit after my first album and get a little bit of perspective. Even Jack Harlow just said that, you know, going into his next album. So Fab did his thing on this, man. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Fab really did his thing on this one. So if you haven't voted in the poll right now, you might want to go in there and vote for Fab. We also got Benny the Butcher, Styles P, and Young Blue listed. But let's see what Fab did on this, man. Fab said, oh my God, you got to be shitting me, man. You got to be shitting me. You got to be shitting me right now. This ain't going to happen like this. We're about to go find that shit right now. We ain't doing it. We ain't window shopping on Melrose. I ain't trying to hear that. Fab came on this record hard, you guys. He said, hey, F you. You gonna tell me, bitch, I ain't Bobby V. Brooklyn in the lobby, son. Harlem in the lobby, B. All this gang. All cap, probably. Heard the whole gang saying, F is you mobbing, B. Here's somebody hating on me. You ain't gonna tell me unless you come to bail me when they come to jail me. Unless you riding with a dude, are you gonna tell me? And we gonna wipe this dude's nose. Smell me? I just need a rude girl to tell me something nice. Don't tell me what you doing, baby. Tell me book the flights. Homebody, but she hotel me the first night. If you guys want to check out Fab's verse, go check out No Bobby V, man. Go check out No Bobby V. Maino actually wrapped it up on this record. Maino wrapped it up on this joint. And he actually kind of changed it from it being a song for the ladies to now being a song for the players. Now he turned it into a song for the players, you guys. I got to say, Maino's like, life made my heart cold. Lobby boy went from the chicken heads to the centerfolds. Barbie toe, shoes off, spinning in the rolls, light dancing on these diamonds, swimming in the gold. Baby girl loved my scars and my tattoos. Boy, she never had to ask if I was that dude. No cap though, all facts. Fab no, caught cheating, then I blamed it all on Capo. Lobby Boyz packed up. Yo, what about that dude saying I butcher the lyrics, huh? Where's that dude saying I butcher the lyrics now? What other blogger is doing this shit? Butchering the lyrics. Dude turns in for 15. Mikey T's butchering the lyrics. You couldn't get on the internet for longer than 15 seconds and do this shit. Butchering the lyrics, my ass. I'm putting emphasis on these lyrics. The next record we're going to be talking about is The King of the City. The King of the City featuring Capella Gray. King of the City, you guys. King of the City. King of the City is the next track that we're talking about. Another track for the ladies here, actually, you guys. Very dope here. Very dope hook here. The joint's kind of got a jazzy vibe. Jim Jones addressed what it takes to be a king on this verse, actually, saying a lot of dudes saying they king, but the thing is, they just be capping and rapping. They be juking and jiving. When the shit start clapping, they gonna be ducking and diving. Come back in the shit like, what the F is he driving? Rolly for the president. I don't be effing with Biden. We can talk about the king, but that's a touchy subject. If you F with my queen, I get you touched in public. She a real one. You know she only move with bosses. I got it on me because you know we only move precautions. Pretty dope right there. Pretty dope right there. I gotta say, Jim Jones, even though it's a track for the ladies, you know what I mean? Even though it's a track for the ladies. And Maino actually made up for the last track on this one by actually sticking to the vibe. Maino came in. How you living, Maino? Way better than average. Rich habits, 1 ring, 5 carats, lip locking, rip stocking, sex addict, 1 room, 2 or 3 women, so savage, big stepper, big homie, big pressure. Chick-fil-A, yeah, my dinner is bartenders. Okay, Chick-fil-A, shout out. I can dig it. Maino's still keeping to that vibe. He has mentioned strippers at least 4 or 5 times on this album. I'm really digging it, man. So we're about to move on to the Young M.A. joint, but I'm going to take a brief pause from this album review to go over 50 Cent's comments on the game. That's right. 50 Cent actually addressed the game. So let's talk about this topic because 50 Cent addressed this whole situation with the game many years ago. He did an interview in the United Kingdom where he actually addressed the whole situation with the game. He addressed all the records that he wrote for the game. He addressed the amount of time that the game was signed to Aftermath before he even came into the position. 50 Cent was saying this, you guys. So 50 is like, when I commit to an artist, I'm hoping they get the chance to experience what I've experienced. I want their next album to be the largest debuting hip hop album because I want to help you be good enough to do that. So this is pretty much what 50 Cent is saying his intentions were when it came to putting out an artist. You know, whether it was a debut album with the likes of Lloyd Banks of the Game, or if it was a re-emerging album, a reintroduction album, the likes of MOP, Mobb Deep, Mace, LL Cool J, Freeway, any of these albums that 50 was working on. 50 was giving it his all. 50 was putting ego to the side. Why do you think he jumped on Young Buck's introduction to Let Me In? Why do you think he tried to make sure Lloyd Banks had the best first single? Why do you think he jumped on Tony Yayo in the Game's first projects? Because 50 Cent was trying to make his projects the most valuable that he could. Now, 50 said if this was intruding, I wouldn't have been on the first 3 singles from the Game's album. To get the public to actually appreciate him, I had to do the records. To get the public to actually appreciate him, I had to do the records. It boils down to what I was saying yesterday. Jim Jones had the Game appear on the certified gangsters track, right? He had the Game appear on the certified gangsters track, but that didn't really do it for the Game. That didn't really buy over the general public. That, or what was 50's words here? To get the public to actually appreciate him. To get the public to actually appreciate him, I had to do the records. What are the 3 records that 50 Cent is talking about, you guys? Are we talking about How We Do? Are we talking about Hate It or Love It? And are we talking about West Side Story? Those are the three records that I would have to say that the 50 Cent is talking about right now when it comes to the Game's album. Although there are more. There are more albums, or excuse me, there are more tracks on this album. 50 went on because there was quite a bit that the Game said in our present history, that the Game is saying about Dr. Dre, that 50 Cent has already talked about years ago. And that's why I'm covering this interview tonight, guys. 50 said years ago something that we all have known. He said, if you was in the studio with Dr. Dre with his hit production for a year straight, why would you need 3 songs from me to start your album? He's got a very, very valid point. The Game was in the studio with Dr. Dre with his hit production for a year straight. Why would you need 3 songs from me to start your album? Listen to this. This is a shocker, you guys. And this is something I hope Eminem will reveal when he disses the Game, if the Game ever releases that diss song. I'm honestly hoping Eminem will reveal these details right here. Because even Dr. Dre felt like what he was doing wasn't good enough or up to the standard until I actually offered these songs, those songs. The songs that he did have was music I made with Dre, not what Game made with Dre, you guys. And Game actually said that he's the one who recorded How We Do, and then 50 came in and put the other shit on it. So it looks like we've got both of these guys differing in the timeline history of the creation of How We Do. But this is a very important factor. 50 is saying here, even Dre felt like what he was doing wasn't good enough or up to the standard until I actually offered those songs. We all know, you guys, that Dr. Dre's standards are at a whole nother level, you guys. We all know that Dr. Dre's standards usually lead to an artist asking for their release from Aftermath before they ever actually get the chance to release an album. We're all pretty much aware of that. You know, a lot of the talent will probably go on to be like, yo, you know what? It was cool that I was trying to work out a deal with Interscope. But now that I was all in the public, I got all my publicity of trying to work out this deal. I think I'm going to take my project over to Koch. You know what I mean? I got enough recognition by bartering with you for a record deal that I think I'm going to take my talents over to Koch and see if I can get 10 or 12,000 people to buy the album. And guys, everybody make sure you give a look at Bella K's cover of Stan. It's the R&B drill remix of Stan by Bella K, the voice of the Lobby Girls intro for the tracks. It's the Lobby Boyz for me. That's Bella K on that, but she also has a Stan cover. So if you guys want to check that out, I'm going to pin it up so y'all can take a look. Yep, I'm going to put it up there so y'all can take a look. Yeah, 50 certainly did. Ja, can you wait till we get there, bro? I appreciate the comment. Can you wait till we get there, though? Because you didn't hear exactly what records we're talking about. Let's wait till we get there. So 50's like, if you was in the studio with Dr. Dre with his hit production for a year, why would you need 3 songs from me to start your album? Because even Dre felt like what we was doing wasn't good enough or up to standard until I actually offered those songs. The songs that he did was the music I made with Dre, not what Game made with Dre. And 50 actually listed the songs here, you guys. How We Do, Hate It or Love It, Church for Thugs, Special, Higher, West Side Story. I feel like I said this so many times. I'm almost tired of explaining it. I wrote about it on So Disrespectful, and we will be going over So Disrespectful as well, where 50 Cent actually mentions the game. 50 Cent actually mentions Young Buck. 50 Cent actually mentions he actually mentions Dr. Dre, all of that on that song. So we will be going over that today as well, you guys. He said, I wrote about it on So Disrespectful. I said Dre ain't say shit. He didn't say nothing the whole time. It's just because he's not really confrontational that he won't voice his opinion on it. He just sits and looks and goes, yo. And Dre's part of it is a lack of motivation. It's been 10 years since his last album, and it's not because he doesn't have hit music. There's hit music playing there every time I go. Wow. I don't think that was really necessary to say that about Dre, that Dre just be like, yo. But this was years ago, you guys. You know what I mean? This was years ago. Obviously, the relationship that 50 Cent and Dr. Dre have had, we've seen it. You know what I mean? We've seen their relationship actually play out over the years. We've seen them bicker over headphone companies. We've seen them bicker over different music videos where shit was being promoted. You know what I mean? So we've seen the way that their relationship has played out over the course of time. 50 hasn't done things like say that, you know, people like Kanye West or others that he's worked with. He wasn't like Stars Network did more for me than Dr. Dre ever did. You know, 50 didn't really take it to that level like the game is now currently. What's up with my brother? First Class Films is in the building. Hell yeah, that's my bro right there. How you living? How's Florida, bro? It's hot as hell up here. Belicio saying, I'm just saying they had a lit chemistry. You're talking about the game and 50 Cent, bro? Talking about the game at 50. So let's get back into it here. I look and I go, what's really going on? Why is there no record? So this is 50 talking about him going into Dre's studio. So now 50's like going into Dre's studio. He's hearing all this amazing music. And 50's saying, why is there no record? They're working on Detox now. The last I seen him, he stopped and couldn't mix when I had left my records. Now, this is years ago. You know, we even heard Eminem around this same time frame, maybe a few years later, even acknowledge the Detox album. You know, but this is just a whole different time frame we're talking about. We're talking about 2003. We're talking about 2004. You know, the whole internet was buzzing about Detox back then. The buzz stopped and went down a few years later. You know, when we kind of just realized that we actually weren't going to get it. So 50 did something a little bit weird at the end of this interview where he asked the interview, he's like, 50 had a question. He's like, when you see Game, do you say, yo, why are you talking about 50? You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. And the interviewer actually responded. He's like, well, I never actually looked at it like that. And I got to admit, I'm on 50's side about this, but like to actually bring this up on a recorded portion of the interview, it kind of makes 50 look a little bit bad. You know what I mean? But like I said, this interview probably wasn't seen by as many people you know what I mean, that see all the regular interviews, you know what I'm saying? Different shit like that. Hell yeah, major congratulations. Major congratulations to the Pua and South Strip Pissy music video out tonight. Okay, it's out tonight. What time's it drop, Clark? Let me get a link, bro. Post a link in the chat. Yeah. Major salute to Bella K. Appreciate you tapping in, Bella. Major love on the tap in tonight. We're actually just reviewing the Lobby Boyz full album and also doing a throwback look at an old 50 Cent interview. But definitely appreciate Bella for tapping in. She's actually on the Lobby Boyz album. So we actually got somebody featured on the album in the building tonight. That's what I like to see. Damn, I got to get on this Red Bull. So let me see what I got here. So 50 was making this complaint about, why doesn't the world look at the game the same way that we look at other people? There's a little bit of a difference, man. We know the game's history. You know what I mean? The game isn't like Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo. You know what I mean? We know that the game didn't grow up with 50 Cent. We know that Dr. Dre had something to do with bringing the game over to the label. It's just the general public actually knows the story. You know what I'm saying? The general public knows the story, so we're not going to look at it any other way. Like, what do you mean? We don't look at him like he's the little brother of 50 Cent. We don't look at it like the Young Buck situation. You know what I mean? We did look at it in another way. 50 Cent wrote all the game shit. Is that what it is? Young Buck was saved by 50 Cent from Juvenile and Birdman and all the labels that weren't working out for him. Everybody has their baggage that surrounds them. Excuse me, you guys, just making sure everything's Gucci. That's right. That's right. This video, let me make sure that you can click that. Okay, perfect. And what time's the video dropping, Clark? Pissy music video, South Strip, dropping midnight, you said, Clark? 50 has got a rule. Yep. Stay close. That's his rule. We heard him say that rule to Young Buck. Dropping at midnight, baby. Dropping at midnight. I'm about to post that up in a second. Major respect, Tanya. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Let's see what we got here. So listen to this. So he's really there based on his association with 50 Cent. I introduced him the same way you felt that Jay-Z put Beans in a space where we recognized Beans. I don't hear people say that. I don't really hear people say that to the game. You're really here because of 50 Cent. We know you because of 50 Cent. So how are you so comfortable with disrespecting 50 Cent? You know, when the game joins one of these radio shows, when these hosts have the game on their shows, they have an artist that has sold over 5 million records sitting with them. You know, when you are somebody doing an interview for a radio show, and 50 should understand this. You know what I mean? When you're somebody doing a interview for a radio show and you have a guest that has had multiple #1 Billboard charting albums and multiple singles on the top of the Billboard and has moved 500,000 units in a week, the last thing you're looking to do is piss them off during an interview. You know what I mean? That's the last thing that you're looking to do. If somebody has the game on their show, for 15 or 20 minutes, or if they get, a half an hour with the game, I don't think that they want to piss the game off. They're going to ask him about the 50 Cent beef, but they're not going to say something as belligerent as, game, how do you feel? How do you feel about the fact that 50 Cent is the reason that you're here? Hold on. So you're saying that 50 Cent is the reason that I'm here? Like the reason that I'm in your studio? Because I'm pretty sure I drove up on my own and paid for the parking to pull up to your studio and come and sit down here with you. Pretty sure that was me. Okay, yeah, but 50 Cent is the one that helped you put out the documentary so you could go do all that shit. What do you, a lot of people just like to assume, you know what I mean? Okay, so since Beanie Siegel was rocking with Jay-Z, okay, since Rollo was rocking with Gucci Man, since Young Thug was rocking with Birdman, you know what I mean? Maybe that shit works for getting you into the club and all that. You know what I mean? Maybe that shit works for getting you into the club and all that. But at a certain point in time, the whole cosign of 50 helped you do this. How many records was Lloyd Banks selling on the Hunger for More 2 album? He sold 50,000 units. He sold 50,000 units. The game has sold more units than that in more recent history. Or at least in the history around that same time. So yeah, 50 had some shit to say in regard to that, which I'm not too sure if I agreed with. Wasn't really sure if I agreed with that. 50's like, there's certain people who don't have a responsibility to be cool with you because they are just doing business. That's the way I view Interscope as a record company. I have no loyalty for Interscope because they have no loyalty to me or anything I'm doing. It's just what they can make some money. That's just the idea from both of our perspectives. If it was any different, then they would have had some discomfort in promoting anti 50 Cent, right? After they go pro 50, they go anti 50 because they haven't made a better business than 50 Cent's 50 Cent. And yeah, now I'm remembering, I definitely saw this interview back in the day. But let's talk about this in regard to the game saying that they paid $1 million to stop GU Not. Now that can go both ways as well. It's like, okay, so now you're going to give the game an extra $1 million, even though you're stopping GU Not, you're still empowering the game to continue to fund his career. But also, this statement could show that the game was capping. That statement right there, it wasn't any different than they would have had some discomfort in promoting anti 50. 50 says that Interscope Records had no discomfort with promoting anti 50 Cent. I do believe in the Put You on the Game video. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe in the Put You on the Game video that the game was actually wearing some GU Not shit. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, you guys. But I do believe there was some anti-G Unit stuff in that video. So now we're going to take a look at the So Disrespectful song. I believe we're going to take a look at that before we get back into the album review of the Lobby Boyz. So the game got dissed on this. Dr. Dre was mentioned, and Young Buck was heavily dissed. The game was dissed on this first part that we're going to go over. 50 was like, I'm international. I'm never home, Maine. I've been gone so long, my accent changed. You better watch who you F with, mate, or you going to make me carve your ass up now straight. Come on, game. You will never be my equal. Your homies shoot doors. My guys shoot people. See me? I'm what you never going to be. I'm in the tax bracket that you're never going to see. That was a pretty dope diss from 50 Cent to the game. So disrespectful. I do believe it was on the Before I Self-Destruct album. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Just a little bit too little too late, man. Just a bit too late, in all honesty, to be dissing Dre or dissing the game at this point. Although I do like the lines, you know what I mean? See me, I'm what you're never going to be. I'm in that tax bracket that you're never going to see. Dre got mentioned. He said, I ain't giving nobody shit. I'm going to show them. I gave game hits. He told me to suck. Start screaming West Side, and Dre ain't say shit. Now we just eat off of him. And when I talk to M, a smile comes on his face. He told me, here's the case. Eminem says, Eminem stay enemies. Enemies stay enemies, but friends, they change. I ain't giving nobody shit. I'ma show them. I gave game hits. He told me to suck. Start screaming West Side, and Dre ain't said shit. Now we just eat off of him. And when I talk to M, a smile comes on his face. He told me, here's the case. Enemies stay enemies, but friends change. Young Buck diss on here that I thought was really good. The Eminem and Dre reference seemed a little bit forced. You know, he wasn't coming at M there. Let me see. The Young Buck diss is brutal, though. He said, that dude buck like Gator. Tell mama he done smoked the TV. I don't know. I don't know he effed with more dope than BG. I didn't know he effed with more dope than BG. Plus, he sipped more syrup than Pimp C. Man, keeping these MFers rich ain't easy, especially when he want to stunt like Jeezy and his CDs ain't sell like his CDs. Man, this guy blew off all of his chips on them breezies. Mad because the world won't treat him like Wheezy. So he literally mentioned BG, he literally mentioned Pimp C, Jeezy, and Wheezy, all as people that Young Buck is really trying to be like. Literally, man. That diss was hard on Young Buck, I got to admit. The diss on Buck was hard, so disrespectful. 50 came at these guys on that joint. But honestly, I think it was a little bit too little too late. I think it was too little too late. If that was on the Curtis album, it would have made more sense. But the fact that it's on the Before I Self-Destruct album, which is a few years later, it's like, come on. Come on, Fifth. Ain't nobody feeling that shit. Was so disrespectful. Nah. That should have been on Curtis, man. You dropped the ball. You dropped the ball with that one, Fifth. But let's get back into the album review. Where are we at with this album review? So we got through Babysitter. We got through No Bobby V with Fab. We got through King of the City with Capella Gray. We're on One Day featuring Young M.A. One Day. One Day featuring Young M.A. Let's go over this one here, you guys. Young M.A. jumped on the track. Jim Jones had a dope line in there as well. There's a really dope sample on this. Can somebody tell me what the sample was for One Day featuring Young M.A.? Really dope sample on here. Jim Jones had a dope line. He said, I had this butter Puerto Rican, used to love the freaking. I used to run around with the 9, but the butt was peaking. One that had them snow cones, that had the cutties tweaking. I had this caramel sundae, only loved the weekend. So Jim Jones obviously talking about the fly ladies on this one. Young M.A. followed, talking about the ladies. I seen this little Joan. She was walking by. Hello. Pulled up in some foreign shit, caught her eye. She say, you got a girl? I do, but I told her nah. She said, I like your drip. I said, I call it fly. M.A. is like, all red foreign, I call it wine. Ice cream, me want no light ting. Just in case a dude move left, I need the right ting. My bitch pull up in that all black on some night ting. Big Glock, boom, boom, thunder, lightning. Young M.A. did her thing on this track. You know what I mean? She was on the ting vibe. You know, that lightning ting. Need that light ting. Young M.A. really did her thing. I did not put her as a part of the best verses, though. I did not put her as a part of the best verses, though. But if you got a thought on your best verse from this song, make sure you put it up. There's a poll up right now for anybody who wants to vote on the best verse in this song. Turn your shirt red from a white tee like you spilt your icy. Yeah, I used to hate spilling my ices back in the day. You know what I mean? So we got into Die featuring Styles P. Die featuring Styles P was next, you guys. Dope ass record. Maino set it off. Lobby Boy by the building on the milk crate. We had dreams we gonna blow up just to sell weight. Dope money had to feed us. We was thirsty. Handcuffed, mama crying at my court date. Styles P set it off as well on this track. Dope boy fresh out the lobby holding the semi. Automatic pushing the clutch, catching the red eye. I'm not affiliated. Nah, I've been made. Ghost food. Know that it's wicked. I'm on my sense. I'm the sensei. Yeah, Styles P came on this shit nice. If you haven't heard it, go check out Die featuring Styles P, the Lobby Boyz. I've got a poll up right now if you guys want to vote. Benny the Butcher is taking the poll right now, you guys. Benny the Butcher is taking the poll right now. He's leading the poll with 36%. Y'all can vote right now if you haven't. The next record is BK in Harlem. BK in Harlem. BK in Harlem is the next track. Let me see what I got written here. This is a very uplifting, hard beat. It's kind of like one of them classic Dipset sounding joints. Maino came on there. The plug lost his kids. Said them Lobby Boyz got him. I be drinking, I be wilding. I just woke up wearing diamonds. I be partying and styling like I'm fresh off Rikers Island. Ayy. And they got the little back and forth going. You know what I mean? I be partying and styling like I'm fresh off Rikers Island. Jim Jones came in. I never been to Rikers Island, but I've been to all types of islands with flamingos in the sand. Put the singles in my hand. From Starlets to KOD. In Harlem with the KOB. Thinking to myself when I started pumping 10 dimes. There was no cell phone. Had to use the landline. Like I said, Jim Jones is coming in. And on one of the next few records, he's actually going to be addressing the wiretaps, you guys. All the wiretap conversation, Mel Matrix, Wack 100. He's actually going to be addressing all of that. And on here he did it. There was no cell phones. Had to use the landline. This song is a sample of Beanie Siegel's Nothing Like It. Okay. BK in Harlem. Let me finish up this record right here before I roll that up. Let me put this shit down so I can finish up this review. So Jim Jones actually addressed if he had to face a judge. Jim Jones is doing it all on this album, you guys. Jim Jones is doing it all on this album. Jim Jones said, so while I'm standing in front of the judge, I just want to say in my closing statement, if I get nabbed, I'll never give 5-0 a statement. Slinging, trying to stay warm inside the coldest basement, asking where's the waitress, where all the ace of spade, where all the ace on. We did 30 bottles, but the night just started. So actually going from, being in that court case, being in the coldest basements, to being where you're popping all that ace and shit. You know what I mean? Jim Jones is in all these different positions of his life. Now we're going to move on to Never Take Me Alive, featuring Dave East. That's right, you guys. We got the Dave East feature here. Never Take Me Alive, featuring Dave East. They sampled actually So Much Pain from Tupac. Suge Knight is somewhere punching the thin air right now. Suge Knight is somewhere just crying. Damn it! Why'd I sell that shit? Keep on using that shit, man. I just wanted Ja Rule to use it. So Jim Jones, Maino, they actually got the Tupac feature on here. They got a cool hook along with it. No, it's me against the world and my demons at the same time, and I'll never let them take me alive. Jim Jones actually addressed the feds having a tap on his phone and also beating 4 cases. Jim Jones said, product of my environment, you could write it in stone. Had a dream that they let all my homies and Rikers come home and start ducking, because when they bucking, they aiming right at your dome. Be careful, because they might as well sell you a brick of white that's a clone. Excuse me. Had a dream that they let all my homies and Rikers come home and start ducking, because when they bucking, they aiming right at your dome. Be careful, because they might sell you a brick of that white that's a clone. And the feds got the bugs and leeches and termites in my phone. And the feds got the bugs and the leeches and the termites in my phone. So if you want to speak to me, then it's got to be face to face. Had 4 charges, but my lawyer beat him case for case. Jim Jones knocking out cases. Jimmy knocking out them cases. That's the definition of balling. That's the definition of balling, you guys. Jim Jones knocking out these cases, doing his thing, staying here, being able to take care of his family, being able to take care of his loved ones. So Dave East actually had a feature on this. Now, when you think about Dave East, a lot of people think about Nas, but he has really broke through those barriers, and he has actually gone on to make his name. He has actually gone on to sell quite a few records, and he has gone on to become one of the most notable artists in New York City. Dave East had some great bars on this record, though, as well. Were y'all feeling Dave East on the album? Let me know in the chat if you guys were feeling Dave East. Want to know what y'all think. Dave East actually said on this record, he's like, homies in the jail getting money like they outside. Walked up in the spot, had shorty mouth wide. Everywhere I go, at least 50 on me. And I ain't from the south side. It ain't a smart bet. You ever doubt mine? Dudes got the swag out the bag, but on my dad, they could not rhyme. Dudes got the swag out the bag, but on my dad, they could not rhyme. You panic, but your pain, and I just got mine. You panic about your pain, and I just jot mine. Excuse me. You panic about your pain, and I just jot mine. What a dope ass lyric, man. Because we all know that music is taken as a therapy. Maino came on this song with that extra energy. As I said, they're sampling So Much Pain. Maino's got that Tupac energy. You know what I mean? He dragged some of his words like Pac on this verse. He actually used some of the same words that Pac would use. It was really dope. You know what I mean? Because it's not like Maino was doing this throughout the whole album. You know what I mean? Maino did this for the So Much Pain single here. He said, they'll never take me alive. They got to take me deceased. Got to take me away to take me off of these streets. And I ain't feeling no peace. It start to add to my drinking. Go to sleep with these hoes and wake up crawling with demons. I like that shit right there, man. The way he came on with that shit. They'll never take me alive. They got to take me deceased. Got to take me away to take me off of these streets. And I ain't feeling no peace. It start to add to my drinking. Go to sleep with these hoes and wake up crawling with demons. So Maino is using some of these Tupac lines that we would know him to use. They'll never take me alive. I'm getting high with my 4-5. You know what I mean? He's taking these elements that we would hear Tupac rapping about. You know what I mean? Feeling peace. You know what I'm saying? Taking me off these streets. All these elements that we'd hear Tupac rapping about, and he's actually flipping them. And then like this one right here. And now they label me a troublemaker. Who can you blame? Getting money that's going to take away the pain. So order more champagne. Yeah, we ain't tripping off of no fame, no F boys, because they mad and they jealous. These bitches are coming with us. They said they're ready to F surely right after they met us. The baddies are going with the Lobby Boyz, man. The baddies are going with the Lobby Boyz. So we're going to move on to the final track of the album, Life of a Lobby Boy, featuring Trav. That's right. They gave Trav a major look here. Tell Drake I said, what up, Tug? Tell Drake I said, what up, man? I'm waiting for my OVO deal. Let me know if Drizzy wants to sign the best rapper or the best blogger. Shit, I bet after I did this review, I bet I get a couple rap contracts after this. You know what I'm saying? I better get a couple rap contracts after this. Brian says East is a spitter, very talented. I think people sleep on him. Yeah, after reading back his verse, I'm very impressed. I was kind of bugging out. You know what I mean? I was kind of bugging out on that one at first, in all honesty. Life of a Lobby Boy is what we're talking about right now. Life of a Lobby Boy, you guys. So Trav is getting some light on this one, which I really like. You know, he sounds good on the hook. And this hook, and on this album, you know, Maino and Jim were actually able to cover their hooks, like I said at the beginning. They were able to cover it without whether they were celebrity features or they were able to cover it whether it was, you know, some of their friends that they know that they gave an opportunity, an alley-oop, if you will. So Trav's hook, y'all should go check out Life of a Lobby Boy. Maino and Jim Jones do their thing on the verses. But the hook is a little bit like let me see. Project lights, they ain't bright for the dark days, and now my money stretched longer than a hallway. The life of a lobby boy. The life of a lobby boy. Projects lights, they ain't bright for the dark days. Project lights, they ain't bright for the dark days, and now my money stretched longer than the hallway. The life of a lobby boy. The life of a lobby boy. Y'all should go check that out, man. That is the official track by track album review of the Lobby Boyz album from Jim Jones and Maino. They had some major features on there. This album was dope, man. I want what's everyone's grade? What's everyone's grade for the Lobby Boyz album? I'm going to be grading it on a scale from 1 to 10. What's everybody think? I've got a scale up in the poll section of the channel where you guys can actually vote. You guys can actually vote on the poll section right now. You know what I'm saying? A, B, C, or D. But in here, we're going to do a grade of 1 through 10. I'm going to give the album, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I'm going to give this album a 7.5. It had good production on it. And when I say good production, I'm really digging all of the samples. You know what I mean? I'm really digging all the samples. I'm digging all of the old themes that I'm used to, that, you know what I mean, that I pretty much grew up on listening to and shit like that. So they really tapped into the influence of my age bracket for sure. Whereas they also tapped in with some features that one feature I would have liked to have seen on there that we didn't get to see was actually Millie's. Millie's would have been a great feature on there, but they pretty much got everyone, you guys. They got some dope features on there that let's run over it a little bit. They've got Benny the Butcher, the hottest from the East Coast coming out right now. They also got Dios Moreno, who did a great hook. Great hook. Like I said, it was actually pretty eerie, so it made sense on that record. They've got also on the album, they've got Young Blue, who's right now literally the hottest R&B artist coming out, R&B rap artist coming out. I don't know if I chose his best lyrics to feature on here, but I really just wanted to show how Young Blue set off the Babysitter track for them. So you guys can go check out Babysitter if you haven't yet. They had Fabulous featured on No Bobby V. You know what I mean? No Fabulous featured on No Bobby V. So they're crossing all their T's and dotting all their I's. Capella Gray, Young M.A., you know, good to see Young M.A. making her return back. Styles P is always a great feature. And they also had Dave East. So that's going to wrap it up for the features list. Oh, excuse me. On the outro song, the last song, they had Trav. So they really had a great list of features there on the Lobby Boyz. I'm going to give the album a 7.5. I'm going to give it a 7.5. It wasn't too long. You know what I mean? I'm going to say I had some other thoughts on this album. You know, Maino definitely mentioned eating pussy on this album just about as much as Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? When Lil Wayne would always get mentioned for those type of lyrics, Maino definitely had him beat on this album, I would have to say. This album is like this album right here, if you're going to be listening to this album, you know, while you're at work, it's going to work. If you're on a road trip, it's going to work. It's going to be a good time to kill an hour. You know what I mean? To take up an hour of your life. There's some tracks on there. There's some repeat tracks on there. And I'd have to say this is some of Maino and Jim Jones's best work. We've seen them actually have different solo albums, but like I said earlier, this is some of the best presentation that I've seen Maino featured on. I feel like it's a step above what he was doing with Uncle Murda for the King Kong Godzilla project. When I say a step up, I feel like he's going to make some more moves and take this into a more commercial level. It seems like they got the backing of Rock Nation with it, with all those Jay-Z samples. Now, for a first-time listen, you wouldn't really hit the skip button on this because you've got the old instrumentals or the samples mixed with the modern day Jim Jones, and you also got the features. So you're really not going to be skipping too many tracks on this album. I think they really got going right after their second record. And the what was the first track called? Prayed Up. No. What was the first track called? My bad. It was actually called Project Baby. So yeah, right after Project Baby, they really get going on this album. Off the Leash is another record that I would recommend, but also No Bobby V. You got the Never Take Me Alive, where you got to check out that Dave East verse. You got a couple things, and then Babysitter is one that you should definitely be listening to as well. I really feel like Maino and Jim Jones really gelled well with a mainstream artist. Yeah, so this is one of Maino's best projects, and Jim Jones. It's a good project to follow up. It's a it's a good project to follow up Capo. It's a good project to follow up Capo, I'd have to say, for Jim Jones. Appreciate you, Double Up TV. Major salute on the tap in tonight. Omar, what's going on? Hope everybody enjoyed the live review tonight. You know how we do in here, man. You guys know how we do in here, man. We come in here, we cover the news. Sometimes I'm doing live interviews. Sometimes I'm playing old interviews. Sometimes I'm covering the news. Sometimes I'm actually doing an album review, man. I really hope you guys enjoy everything that I do on the channel to pretty much, feed the content. See right here. Oh, damn. Lay low. If you want me to talk about that again, send in a super chat or just rewind the video. Damn. Facts. Appreciate you, bro. I'm about to roll something up, you guys. Everybody hit that link in the bio. The new video from South Strip is actually out right now. Y'all can go check that out. These dudes is lit. I actually did an interview with them. They're lit as hell. They got dope ass personalities. Miami area, Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? All the guys over there are literally lit. About to roll something up. If anybody wants a recap of the first topics, shoot a little super chat, show some love. Yeah, Millie's new shit is fire without a doubt. I really appreciate him giving me the opportunity to interview him. About to roll up some shit. I got this apple juice on deck, you guys. Haven't smoked the whole stream. I was really focused on the review. You guys. It seemed like everybody liked the review. Yo, if you haven't voted in the poll, I'm ending the poll in 1 minute. You guys. So vote in the poll right now. I'm about to end it. Y'all can check out the poll right now. Vote in it. Make your opinion heard. Make your opinion matter, you guys. Your opinion counts in here. William, you missed it all, bro. You're going to have to send in a super chat or just rewind the video. If anybody wants me to recap the whole thing with the old 50 interview speaking about the game's contract, y'all send in a super chat or just rewind the video. I'm rolling up right now. Yeah, Millie's and Jadakiss do good music. All right, vote in the. I'm gonna shit up. We gotta end the poll so we can do a new poll. Vote in the poll right now if you haven't. Vote in the poll right now if you haven't, guys. The best feature. The best feature. The best feature on the Lobby Boyz album. Who was it? Was it Benny the Butcher? Was it Young Blue? Was it Styles P? Was it Fabulous? Let me know. Right now, Benny the Butcher is leading the pack. Right now, Benny the Butcher is leading the pack. Let me send this video to Benny, see if we can get him to tap in here. Sometimes Benny be around. Other times Benny be in Amsterdam and shit. You know what I mean? Big bro. Free. Well, then, big bro, you free? We talking you're single on the Lobby Boyz. Hell yeah, smoke it up in LA. Everybody, this is your last chance to vote in the poll. I'm about to end the poll in 30 seconds. It looks like Benny the Butcher is in the lead with 34%, but Styles P is right behind Benny the Butcher, you guys. Styles P is right behind Benny the Butcher with 32%. So this is your last chance to affect the poll. Everybody vote in the poll right now. Vote in the poll right now if you haven't. Man, that's annoying. When you got the charger right there, but your phone still dies. Everybody vote in that poll right now if you haven't. Okay, we got 197 votes. Everybody in the chat, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let's get 100 likes in here. We need 6. We need like 6 more likes. Hit the like button right now if you mess with me. Where's my light? I want to know, what's everyone blazing? What's everybody blazing tonight? What's everybody blazing tonight? I want to know what y'all are blazing tonight. What's everybody smoking up in here, man? Let me know what the chronic going on is. Let me know what everybody's blazing. I'm smoking on some apple juice. It's one of the most wavy chronics, 21%. Brian says he's blazing on some runts tonight. I only got 5 blunts left tonight. I'm set tonight. Classic B.I.G. song to live by. I live by that shit, man. I live by those B.I.G. monikers. I always said smoking weed is like my favorite hobby. And who said that? Everybody on here? Everybody on here? Follow for a follow? No. Actually, just follow me if you want to support. If anybody on here wants to support, follow me on IG. I'd appreciate it. Definitely would appreciate everybody who follows me on IG. You heard? Hell yeah, biscotti. I see you smoking on biscotti. Okay. What's everybody blazing? Let me know. This is, hold on. No, that's not what I'm on tonight. Where's my shit? Oh, right here. Here's my shit. That's that good shit right there, man. I smoke better than all these rappers, y'all. I definitely smoke better than all these bloggers. So if I smoke better than all these rappers, you guys, I smoke better than all these bloggers. All right, y'all. So 50 Cent addressed the game all this shit with the game, he pretty much addressed it a number of years ago. Even it seems the topic of the track, or the moniker, you should say, G Not. The fact that 50 Cent said this one line at the end, it kind of makes me think this whole G Not episode that the game was saying yesterday is completely fabricated. You know, because he said about Interscope, he said, I have no loyalty for Interscope Records because they have no loyalty to me or anything I'm doing. It's just what they can make some money. It's just the idea from both of our perspectives. If it was any different, then they would have had some discomfort in promoting Anti 50. Now, let me address that because I didn't really address that earlier. He says, I have no loyalty for Interscope Records because they have no loyalty to me. Interscope Records showed 50 Cent the utmost loyalty. Interscope Records allegedly pushed albums back. Styles P. One more word out your mouth, I'm a push Styles shit back. Interscope Records allegedly pushed back the album from Styles P. Interscope Records allegedly moved the game from Aftermath to Geffen. There's a lot of instances here. Where Interscope Records directly affected artists' career based on 50 Cent. I remember a young kid by the name of Hot Rod. I think we all remember Hot Rod. A young rapper by the name of Hot Rod actually was called the straight version of 50 Cent. He was actually called the straight version of 50 Cent. The 50 Cent who would have never had to make his money in the street, right? That's kind of how they were pushing Hot Rod. That 50 said, yo, he sounds like me if I'd never had to go through any of my struggles. That's what 50 said about Hot Rod. What did Interscope do? Interscope came and put that bag. They dropped the bag. They dropped the bag on Hot Rod. They let Hot Rod work with Mary J. Blige. How in the blue hell is 50 Cent saying that Interscope was not loyal to him? Interscope pushed everything to the side. They even called 50 Cent Curtis Interscope Jackson. You guys. Hard White says Hot Rod was dope. Well, there's one guy in every live who thinks that. Salute to my guy Hot Rod, though. I've spoke with him in the past and shit. He's a cool dude and shit. We just never really linked up. You know, Hot Rod took a couple career turns that I don't think really anybody pretty much understood. 50 at one point moved Hot Rod to G Note Records, which I don't think anybody really understood at all. It's like, really? You're going to put him on G Note Records? Okay, Fifth. Okay. You putting him over there with Governor Fifth? All right, man. We all know that every time Governor did a hook, 50 Cent raced to get somebody else to reproduce that hook. Anyways, let's get into this. 50 had a few things to say over the game's relationship with Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? Like, I think this interview went viral again because of what the game is saying about how he helped Dr. Dre, about how he was the hottest rapper. The game was the hottest rapper, right? The game was the hottest rapper. So he went and worked with Dre, and it made Dre like have that West Coast representation. That is a big crock right there, man. That is an absolute crock. You know, from my recollection of what happened was that 50 and Dre put the game on, and then it was a wrap. You know what I mean? It wasn't, yo, there's this bidding war around this guy who's so hot in the West Coast. No. The same way that we heard about 50 Cent, you know what I mean, getting signed to a major label under Dr. Dre and Eminem is the same way that we heard about The Game getting signed, the same way that we heard about The Game getting signed. It was by 50 Cent and Dr. Dre. They were going to do a deal with this artist that had been on Aftermath for quite some time. We all know the damn story. Please don't try to rewrite the history of it. Now The Game is starting to throw in all these old parts about where he was running around with Puff Daddy for so many years. And every time he asked Puff to record a song, he actually handed him a bottle of Ace of Spade or something like that and was like, yo, he's like, Puff, this ain't even your champagne, man. So let's see. So 50 was saying, in regard to people saying he was intruding on The Game's career, which I don't really hear too many people saying that 50 was intruding on The Game's career. Everybody that 50 Cent really wanted to, everybody that 50 really wanted to give a hook, I think they really embraced it with open arms. Like, oh shit, 50, thanks, appreciate that. 50 said, if this was intruding, I wouldn't have been on his first 3 singles from The Game's album. To get the public to actually appreciate him, I had to do the records. So The Game went to, 50 Cent went to the United Kingdom and actually spoke on this in an exclusive interview, you guys, giving him those 3 singles. If you was in the studio with Dr. Dre, so he's saying this, like, say like Mikey T, or let's not say Mikey T, let's say Slim the Mobster. You know what I mean? It's like if Slim the Mobster was in the studio with Dr. Dre with his hit production for a year straight, why would you need 3 songs for me to start your album? You know what I'm saying? Why would you actually need 3 songs for me to start your album? If you're in the studio with Dr. Dre, why do you need 50? So you fight and struggle your whole career to get in the studio and be amongst Dr. Dre. And once you get there, you figure out that that wasn't the only piece of the puzzle you needed. That wasn't the only piece that you needed to complete your puzzle. You actually needed 50. You actually needed that cosign from the hottest dude that 50 and M done just made and turned his shit and made his shit go double. You know what I'm saying? Because they say when 50 was doing the Guess Who's Back, he was selling quite a few 100,000 copies in the street. So when M and Dre came on and they put that good look on it, you know what I mean? It went double. It went double. You know what I'm saying? I kind of looked at it like that because they had said 50 Cent. It actually went double. It actually went because they said 50 moved 400,000 units of Guess Who's Back. And then the Get Rich or Die Trying album actually moved 800,000 in the first week. So that's double. But then the next week, he moved another 800,000. So it's like double plus a whole another. What's the what's the figure on that, you guys? If it's actually if it's actually 12,000 in comparison to, or 120,000, or 1.2 million in compared to 400,000. Exactly, legendary. Now you're following me. Now you're following me. Now we're in tune. Vegeta says at 50's prime, nobody had numbers like he did. Yeah, 50's prime, 1.1 million in a short week, you guys. 1.1 million for 50 Cent in a short week, in that little of a time frame. He hit those Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP numbers, you guys. 50 Cent really did his thing. And that's why when he went into the Curtis album, he really thought he was invincible. But like I explained, it may have been the other night, 50 kind of came into the Curtis album with a second rate single. You know, the single that he used, Amusement Park, was kind of like a second rate Candy Shop. It was like the same thing as Candy Shop almost, except just a worse version of it. I really didn't understand what 50 Cent was doing by actually creating an album like that. It just didn't make all that much sense to me that 50 was going to create a single for his album like that at that point in time. Made absolutely no sense to me. It's like, bro, you're doing the same thing from your last album, but that's because 50's first album, you guys, 50's first album actually wasn't supposed, or his second album wasn't supposed to have Candy Shop on it and Disco Inferno. You know what I mean? He wasn't supposed to have those records on his second album. That was technically supposed to be his third album. 50 was actually supposed to probably have Hate It or Love It and How We Do on his second album, The Massacre. And then his third album was actually supposed to have Candy Shop and all those major records. Thinking about it like that, you know, because 50 basically opening himself up and doing Candy Shop like that, he really put himself in a bad predicament. He put himself in a horrible light. Yeah, hold on, man. I'm losing charge on my my extra laptop. Growing up, 50 and G-Unit music was like water. You needed it to live. Hold on 1 second. Let me. I see what it is. It's the fact that I got this smaller charger. It's the fact that I got the smaller charger. My bad, you guys, for taking away from the show, overcharging a phone, or not a phone, a computer. Excuse me on that. What up, Beast Inc? Max Payne, excuse me. Max Payne on PS2 and 50's first album together is the ish. What are you talking about, Brian? What are you talking about, man? Did they have those in conjunction in some way? What's up, Steve? Appreciate you for tapping in. Jason Waters in the building. What's up, guys? Yeah, legendary. Well, imagine being the guy who actually told Scott Storch. Imagine being the guy that actually told Scott Storch that Candy Shop was whack as hell. I actually told Scott Storch that, you guys. Like when I first met Scott Storch, I had to let him know, like, yo, bro, you realize that you kind of made 50 Cent have the most corny song in rap with Candy Shop? I had to tell Scott Storch that, you guys. Hell yeah, we can have a small chronic break. Let's do a chronic break. I just don't know where I put my lighter. I could have sworn it was right here. It probably is sitting right here, but now I got to use these matches. Yeah, that's what the issue was. And I got to remember to keep my more powerful charger over here in this part of my office. Because I got both computers. So at my desk, at my actual desk, I actually had my more powerful charger that I usually work on my computer from. But over here in my media section, I actually had the smaller charger that for some reason for my computer. But shit's weird, man. You know what I'm saying? These Macs and shit. Yep. Working with Scott Storch was an honor, though. Working with Scott Storch was an honor, you guys. Actually getting the chance to pick his brain. You know what I'm saying? Actually getting the chance to pick Scott Storch's brain, asking him questions, getting the smoke with Scott Storch, all that type of shit, man. Go to the strip clubs with Scott Storch, all that type of shit. Just getting the chance to vibe with Storch was a movie. I think it did a lot for my career. It was funny because one of Storch's friends who I met, he was like, yo, Mikey T, Storch is going to love you. I was like, why are you saying that so confidently? Like, what are you talking about, man? How do you know? He's like, nah, Storch is just going to mess with you. He's like, I know. So that me and Storch met, and we kind of, to a certain extent, we turned into really good friends. Why do I say that? Because he had a best friend that was around. Scott Storch had this best friend that's around, that's still around to this day, who's a pretty cool dude. And he actually stopped being friends with that guy, and then he started keeping me around a lot more. So I saw the role that I was playing. I was like, oh shit. So Scott is kind of putting his friend in timeout, and now he's bringing me into the top guy position. Shit was, I don't really play that type of shit, yo. So I had to really remove myself from the situation once I noticed that my career wasn't going that much further with Scott. Once I realized he wasn't putting me in position to grow, I don't really got time for that type of shit. You know what I mean? I'm going to help somebody to the furthest extent that I can. But if I don't see that same effort being given to me in return, I got to continue and move on and do my thing, man, because I'm not here to waste no time. I'm not here to waste no time. I'm only here to make gains. I'm only here to make gains, y'all. Sydney Jones, let's talk about this. Sydney says, I think Game had better albums than 50, but Many Men was crazy. So Power of the Dollar is way better than Untold Story. Get Rich or Die Trying versus the documentary. We're not going to go stalemate on this one. We're going to give that to Get Rich or Die Trying. So the Massacre, probably better than the Doctor's Advocate. LAX is where the Game finally gets 50 Cent, you guys. LAX was better than Curtis. Jesus Piece was better than Before I Self-Destruct, or the Red Nation album. The Red album, I think he called it, actually, with the Red Nation single with Lil Wayne. Further on, Legendary. Further on, he probably did, but not his first three. Not the first three albums, and those were Game's best albums anyways. You know what I mean? His Game's first two albums were his best albums, and those albums were not better than 50's first albums. Maybe the singles on the Doctor's Advocate were arguably better than 50's singles on the Massacre, but if we're talking overall, I don't think on the Doctor's Advocate, I don't think the Game has a record that's as good as I'm Supposed to Die Tonight. I don't think the Game has a record that is as good as Build Me Up, Build You Up with Jamie Foxx. You know what I mean? 50 has some gems on there. God Gave Me Style. You know what I'm saying? 50 really has some gems on there that are actually good songs. Game can rap his ass off. I Don't Need Him. Position of Power. These are records that you're not just going to top. You're not just going to top these records. These are classic records from 50 Cent. Yeah, Rez. Right, but Legendary. As we move on, though, I would say LAX was better than Curtis. I would say the Red album was better than Before I Self-Destruct. Jesus Piece is better than Animal Ambition. 50's albums just got a little trashy. Now, if 50 had me A&R in his albums, he'd be in a whole different position. But 50's actually a movie producer now. Shit, my brother's a movie director. Let us get a couple episodes of BMF, Fifth. Come holler at me, Fifth. We'll get a couple episodes of BMF and we'll get the budget right. Let's work, Fifth. Everybody be trying to say some shit about me and G Unit just because I know my history. People be trying to hate just because I know my history. Let me see. Oh, are you kidding me? I knew it. I knew my lighter was right there. There go Jay right there. Where? Right there. Had all my dudes in a, what did he say? In a button down and some fresh Nike Airs. There go Jay. Where? There. The Game put his people in position, though. I really respect that. He's put his people in position to be there. You know what I mean? But the Game had a dope label. The Game had opportunities to sign these guys from the West Coast. You know what I mean? He had opportunities to sign these guys from the West Coast and really make something out of it. Almost like Eazy-E had the opportunity to sign Dre and Ice Cube, but he gave them bullshit deals. You know what I mean? Game legitimately had an opportunity to sign Nip and Kendrick, and he lost it. Think about that, you guys. Eazy-E, if he would have given Ice Cube and Dre their proper deals, he was going to sign two guys that were set to become worth $1 billion each in the next 30 years. Think about it, man. Like, these dudes, they really need to put their people in position. Like, 50 tried to do that with all of his dudes. He wanted Game to go on to create G Unit West. He wanted Buck to create G Unit South. He wanted all those rappers that 50 was saying on So Disrespectful, 50 Cent said about Buck. He said, man, keeping these dudes rich ain't easy, especially when he want to stunt like Jeezy. And his CDs didn't sell like his CDs. The game was hard on Young Buck. You know what I mean? The Young Buck really came out with a lot of anticipation. He came out with a lot of flair. You know what I'm saying? Buck's music really blew up at first. They made him wait 2 years. His first album dropped in 2004, August, September. His second album dropped in 2007. That's absolutely ridiculous. How are you going to become the next Lil Wayne if you're not dropping an album for 3 years? What are you, tied up in a $50 million lawsuit like Wheezy? But then he said that line, but he don't sell CDs like he sells CDs. If Young Buck could have sold records, yes, sir. Yes, check out the pinned link in the description. South Strip is dope. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about right now, Vegeta. We're actually talking about the fact that the Game couldn't get the Black Wall Street on. You know what I mean? Now, the Game has rapped in his songs like, yo, where he put his group members, his friends. I don't know if these guys that he was talking about in this rap, though, I don't know if they were really rappers. You know what I mean? A lot of times you're going to be running around with your dudes who aren't necessarily going to rap, and you're going to introduce them to, you know, a lot of the people that they've been watching on television throughout the years right with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, there goes The Rock. There goes, you know what I mean? There goes Cameron Diaz. You know what I'm saying? There goes that. But, yo, don't go up to him, man. He's a little wild with it, man. There goes Jim Carrey. All these different types of people. You know, the Game was an A-lister. You know, the Game was an A-lister. So when I see him doing an interview and he's talking about they didn't put this into me, they didn't give me this opportunity. Oh no, they made you an A-lister. They certainly made you an A-lister. But you did what you did. You said it. You showed your ass. You know what I mean? You started disrespecting the company that put you on. Damn. I didn't really remember that. Charlie Baltimore was affiliated with Black Wall Street as well. I know she was signed with Murder Inc. for a while. That really slipped my memory, you guys. Y'all remember that shit as well? Anybody else in the chat remember Chuck B. Moore? Anybody else in the chat remember Chuck B. Moore actually rocking with the Black Wall Street? Kind of Cicero as well. Kind of shitty that the Game couldn't get that label going, especially with 50 Cent wanting him, especially with 50 Cent actually wanting him to start G Unit West. He wanted Buck because that's what 50 was going to do at first. He was going to do it with record labels. He moved into movies. He moved into film. He moved into television, boxing, clothing, all vitamin juices, all this type of shit, technology. You know, he moved into all these different things, but I really feel like 50 Cent wanted multiple record labels with multiple artists, and I think he wanted to build a Def Jam like, you know, record label base. Now, when 50 first got into the music industry, his method of selling records was just so it was, his tactics were really good. You know, the way that 50 would put an artist right in front of you, he mastered that. You know what I mean? 50 mastered that shit. But the whole time's changed. It changed from actually going and selling the artist to music just selling on its own. With not, you don't even really need to see the face of the artist and hear them talk and get their personality and buy into them. You just need to buy in the way that they're sounding on the track, and then the people are going to stream that, and that's going to be the major factor in making money. Let me see. Yo, bro, I don't see anything wrong with saying that Piggy Bank. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying Piggy Bank is not a good record, bro. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with saying that, bro. If he's repeating it like 7 or 8 times, I mean, we got to move on from the statement, you know. But if somebody's just saying one time that they don't like Piggy Bank as a record, I know, but let's not spam the chat with it, is what I'm saying. You know, we can address it real quick. Like I even told the guy who produced Candy Shop, Scott Storch, Candy Shop wasn't it. The Massacre had a few records on there that wasn't it. You know what I mean? 50 Cent on Piggy Bank. I guess that's a discussion for another day, man. But it's Piggy Bank is definitely no back down. I'll say that much. Piggy Bank is definitely no back down. uh Let me see. Cordero, appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Let me see what he's got to say about the Black Wall Street here. Very interested in this because, you know, I was really hoping the game could get that label up and running. Black Wall Street wasn't ever going to go up with Game at the helm. He wasn't savvy enough, no disrespect, but he literally signed an artist so 50 didn't do anything. What artist was that? What are you talking about? The Game signed an artist so that 50 couldn't? Yeah, Vegeta. A lot of people are saying that the Game's issues with 50 Cent. You know, the Game is saying a lot of. I mean, I've heard one of the issues with him starting Black Wall Street off as a major label is his issues with the Game. Yeah, that might be the issues of it, but it really just sucks. You know what I mean? See, that's what I'm saying. I don't really want to stop people from voicing their opinions about different records, but if people are spamming, that's another thing. Yep. Yep, I know about Juice Cordero. RJ with a great question, and I appreciate the super chat, man. He said, "What is the best way as a producer to get placed? What is the best way as a producer to get placed?" Let me try to answer that question for you to the best of my ability. Um, you know, I've worked with a couple producers. My guy EC, you know what I'm saying? I've worked with, he's really dope. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Zeus as well. He's signed to Kodak Black. He's rocking with Kodak Black now. Rock with a couple dope producers, man. As I said, Scott Storch. The best way to get on with a producer. What's the best way to get the best way a producer to get placed? Let me think about this, man. You're depends on where you're at to a certain extent, but not really. You know what I mean? You should be able to connect with people through Zoom, have a Zoom conversation, reach out to an artist, reach out to an artist manager, reach out to an artist affiliate. If somebody is friends with the artist that you've seen on social media that you feel like you can reach out to and get a hold of, if you can't actually directly contact the artist by DM and say, "Hey, man, I do production. Um, and I'm not saying to go hit Drake's DM. I'm talking about reasonable artists. You got to do your research. If you're going to go try to work with somebody from Chicago, you know what I'm saying? If you see some talent in Chicago, you see their SoundCloud numbers or the stream numbers are doing well, and you know, you can actually make the connection. If you see somebody bubbling, if you see, you know what I mean? Anything like that, you're going to reach out to them. You know, get up a line of communication. Easy line of communication through video is Zoom. All you got to do is download Zoom. You can have a Zoom conference call to discuss what you're going to do. And that'll be the easiest way for you to do it, man. You just got to reach out to the artist directly. You got to reach out to the artist directly. And if you're noticing that you can't exactly get at the artist, you got to reach out to an affiliate, a manager, somebody in line with them to make that affiliate, to make that connection happen. But yeah, man, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Where are you from, RJ? But yeah, man, what a dope stream tonight. What a dope stream. Anybody have any final questions? Of course, if anybody sends in a super chat, the stream goes longer. But if anybody has any final questions, you can send it in right now. Where's my L? I'm about to get that thing lit back up. I see Cassidy and Jay Hood are going at it. Oh, you're in LA, bro? That's what's up, man. You should be able to make some connections out there in LA, RJ. You should be able to make some connections out there in LA. But yeah, I've worked a lot of producers and shit like that and introduced them to multiple artists. You know what I mean? But you also, when you're a producer, you got to make sure you have everything properly worked out for yourself. You know what I mean? So all your BMI and all that, and so you can make sure you're actually going to get paid off of the production that you put down. You can get your splits and everything situated. Because if you're going to be working with people, based off of, making some bread, you know what I mean? And you work with somebody that sells a couple thousand units, or even somebody that's going to go, have a record that goes on to blow up and go gold, you're going to want to make sure you have all those financial ends of that worked out so you can be making that bread on that record. And you're not just in limbo with it, man. But you got LA. LA is the popping scene, man. You should be able to work with a lot of people out there, man. Oh, shit. Do you think M actually has a catalog for verses against Jay-Z? Of course, man. Eminem probably has 7 or 8 albums at this point. Jay-Z obviously has more albums than that. Jay obviously has more albums than that, but they also both have significant records with other people that they could do. You know what I mean? Like Eminem has some Rihanna joints, he has some Akon joints, he has some old Dre joints that we could see him do on his verses, whereas Jay has a lot of classics as well. You know what I mean? Jay has a lot of classics, but M could match up with it, man. M could match up with it, certainly. It was kind of weird that the game was saying that Eminem wasn't playing at any sports venues, that Eminem wasn't playing in any locker rooms. And bro, I'm not just trying to get up here and speak off for Eminem, because M hasn't really ever reached out and shown me any kind of love. You know what I mean? It's almost like Eminem doesn't know I exist. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just on here tooting Eminem's horn for him, but I'm just being real in certain aspects, or in all aspects, I should say. I'm being real in all aspects on this podcast. Eminem's songs like Lose Yourself and Not Afraid, those are major sports records. Like how many different commercials or, like different things, even probably for the Super Bowl, have we seen with Eminem and Lose Yourself or Not Afraid? Like these are anthems for, athletes. If somebody in here is an athlete and I'm wrong, please let me know, because I felt like the game and these football players or whatever sport that they're in, I felt like they were a little bit off when they said that Eminem wasn't playing in the locker rooms. Like that's a little bit off. And like I'm saying, I don't work at Shade 45. I do this shit every night, and I haven't got no offers to go to Shady 45 or anything like that. Sirius Radio. I'm just being real when I'm saying this. It's not like I'm getting endorsed to say this. But the game saying things like Eminem doesn't have music that plays in the club, and then you're just discounting the fact that he has a very big single with Akon. You know what I mean? That shit was all over the club. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, I've also heard Just Lose It in the club as well. And I'm not talking about some clubs out in Connecticut or Rhode Island. I'm talking about clubs in Miami. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about clubs in Miami playing, that's the only one of Eminem's quick songs that they'll play, though. They won't play Without Me or The Real Slim Shady. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Finesse. I appreciate you. I would love to work with Sway. It'd be an absolute honor to sit with Sway. You know what I mean? It'd be an absolute honor. I appreciate you for subbing, RJ. Everybody on here that has not subscribed, make sure you subscribe right now. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe right now if you're not subscribed to the channel. I think Legendary says, I think 50 definitely can stand on the verse stage with Jay-Z. And in my opinion, 50 street records are better than Jay's. I think Jay would be too much for 50 on the versus stage, to be honest with you, Legendary. I've thought about that a few times. You know what I mean? I've thought about that a few times. And honestly, I think Jay would be too much for 50 on that versus stage. That's just my opinion. And, I never really broke it down and wrote down like what records like J and M would go against each other on. But just the way that I kind of broke it down with Eminem having all those records with like, say like an Akon or Rihanna or Dre or all these people, like he would have some records there to play, man. I don't think Fifth really has that catalog. Once we get through just a little bit, and once we got the okay, so let's do it. We got the Just a Little Bit. We got the Out of Control remix. You know what I'm saying? We've got In the Club, honestly. We've got Wanksta. So what are we at now? That's 4. We've got Many Men that he's gonna come up with. He's got Somebody's Gonna Die Tonight. I would assume he would do as well. He could from his third album. What does he really got? He's got I Get Money. Is somebody keeping a track list of what we got here, man? Because I know 50's got a few. So let's see. Hold on one second. We can do this the easy way. Actually. We could do this the easy way. Because also he's got like Stunt 101, Popping Them Things. We got to consider I Want to Get to Know You, 21 Questions. We got to consider all those joints as well, right? Like he could use all those. Yeah, so he's got 20 for sure. Let's see. So he's got In the Club, 21 Questions, Many Men, PIMP. Is he really doing If I Can't, you guys? Is he really doing If I Can't? He's got Disco Inferno, Just a Little Bit, Out of Control remix. I Get Money, AO Technology. But then we got to go back to the Beg for Mercy album. We got let's give him Back Down. So that's 10. He's got Stunt 101, Popping Them Things, Want to Get to Know You. That's 13. I missed a few on the Massacre. I'm going to give him I'm Supposed to Die Tonight. Is he going to do Ski Mask Way, you guys? Is he going to do anything like Ski Mask Way? Is he going to do Hate It or Love It? When It Rains, It Pours, 15. No, the record with Sierra wasn't called Amazing, bro. It wasn't called Amazing, was it? Come on, man. That record was called Can't Leave Him Alone, bro. That record was called Can't Leave Him Alone. Okay, Ski Mask Way is going to be on there. All right. All right. Is he going to do Straight to the Bank? He's going to do Candy Shop? He's going to do Candy Shop, obviously, right? So Straight to the Bank. Your Life's on the Line. In My Hood. Yep. So he's got 20. He's got 20 for sure. He's got 20 for sure. So I'm going to take that statement back. Jay-Z wouldn't just demolish 50. Whip Your Head Boy. Yup. I love that song with Young Buck from the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack. Hell yeah, man. I was going to say that. Trapper G. Position of Power. I was going to say that, honestly. Yeah, Amazing was on the Massacre. Oh, yeah, you're right. And no, we're not doing that one. He's also got Best Friend. If I Was Your Best Friend. So he got Best Friend. Nah, bro. Come on. 50 Bars of Pain? Really? Is he going to do 50 Bars of Pain? 50 Bars of Pain was dope. 50 Bars of Pain was dope. So my bad, 50. My bad, 50, for that shit saying that Jay would get you, man. That was my fault. That was my fault, 50. That was my fault, Big 5-0. That was my fault, 50. Now let's get that interview, because you said you couldn't do it that day because you had to turn down Channel 12. Because you had to turn down Channel 12. You couldn't do the interview with Mikey T, the movie star, the guy that has actually bought your albums, the guy that has actually listened to Power of the Dollar and said, damn, what is 50 Cent going to do to get popular? When I was listening to Power of the Dollar, you guys, I was asking myself, what is 50? Not so much what is 50 going to do to get popular, but how is 50 Cent going to change once he gets popular? How is 50 Cent actually going to change once he gets popular? How are they going to dumb down this music for a guy who's talking about all that slow dough? For a guy who's talking about selling joints at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. And then at the end of the song, y'all know what he does. How are they going to take this man down and censor him? So, Fifth, let me know when you're ready for it, man. Let me know when you're ready for it, Fifth, and I'm ready for it. Big Rich Town, Wish Me Luck. He would definitely do the new BMF song, Wish Me Luck. I believe I said I Get Money, bro. I don't know about the Man, but I would hope he wouldn't do the Man, but I would hope he would do that song with Jeremiah. I would hope he would do that song with Jeremiah. What was that song called? Was it called? I don't know what it was called, you guys. I don't know what that 50 Cent and Jeremiah song was called. Like, I remember 50's verse. I remember 50's verse, but I don't remember. Would 50 do Hate It or Love It? Would 50 do Hate It or Love It at the verses? If he brought the game out for Hate It or Love It, he would win that round. If he brought the game out for Hate It or Love It, he would love that round. I mean, he would win that round. That song's really called Planet 50. Yup, Out of Control with Mobb Deep is the best version of Out of Control. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's called Down on Me. Yep, thank you, Trappa. Appreciate you, bro. I didn't really like I'm the Man, bro, to be honest with you. But I guess if he brought Chris Brown out, I just don't. We didn't need to listen. We didn't need to list I'm the Man. Why Legendary? Do you think that he won't do songs like Poppin' Them Things and Stunt 101? I really look at that Down on Me song as 50 Cent's real last big hit. You know what I mean? I'm not Wish Me Luck is awesome, but the last hit that we saw 50 on the radio with was Down on Me. No, that's not going to be the case because 50's actually going to do Patiently Waiting, Rez. We didn't list that one actually. He would do Patiently Waiting with Eminem. 100%. We forgot about that one, you guys. How did we miss? How the hell did we miss Patiently Waiting, you guys? That doesn't even make any sense. How did we miss that? That's actually Eminem and 50 Cent's best song together, because after that, Eminem and 50 Cent actually started making like Gatman and Robin, Peep Show. I think they had another one called Psycho. I really wasn't into any of their music after Patiently Waiting. And to answer that question, Rez, I think Patiently Waiting would beat Renegade. And if it was song for song, I would have to say Patiently Waiting over Renegade. I know the chat's probably going to butcher me right now. I just lost my Rock Nation endorsement for saying that. I just lost my Rock Nation endorsement for saying that. Hell nah, Mikey. No, no, no. Yup, Don't Push Me with M and Lloyd Banks, Tri-State. Definitely appreciate you tapping in as well. What, you like Psycho, bro? Psycho was probably better than Gatman and Robin and Peep Show, because those were really bad. I'm not lying. Shout out to Bel Air Blue, the best drink. I'm really hoping at some point Bel Air will sponsor my show so we can actually sip Bel Air throughout the whole show. But until that point, I'll just rep the bottle. At some point, I imagine Bel Air Blue may try to, endorse the show so we can literally sip Bel Air when we're thirsty. You know what I'm saying? But until that point, we're not going to be on the BIG shit. But when Bel Air comes, we're going to sip Bel Air champagne when we're thirsty, baby. You know that's where we're heading on this show. We're on our way to getting Sega Genesises and shit like that, Nintendos and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're on our way to the top, man. Right now, we're eating soup. We're eating that lobster bisque, as Rick Ross said one time. But then soon enough, we're going to be eating that steak. Damn, bro. You're going to have to write me Black Child's verse on that, because I never heard Black Child actually featured on that with a... Am I tripping, y'all? Have y'all heard 50 Cent featuring Black Child? If you show me, I want to see that featured version of the song. DJ Client, if you want me to recap, shoot a super chat. Otherwise, just rewind the video. I went over that actually a little bit earlier. What up, what up, what up, what up? Appreciate you. Appreciate you tapping in. My guy said Holy Oak Dispensary got me hella medicated. Okay, tapped in on that. Good, good. I appreciate you, man. Anybody in here that's not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a live video. Vegeta says crack a bottle. I really wasn't into crack a bottle, man. Really wasn't into that. I hope they don't pull that one out at the verses. But if that's the only way for 50 to get Dre out there, it might have to be. Is there any other way for 50 to get Dre out there, you guys, than crack a bottle? You might as well do crack a bottle right after Patiently Waiting. Or because he'll more than likely win the round where he brings Eminem out for Patiently Waiting. He'll more than likely win the round where he does the game How We Do It or Hate It or Love It. Whichever one he does, he'll more than likely win those two rounds. So that's two solid ways to win a round. If he could bring Dre in, that might solidify him to win a round or possibly tie a round, just because I don't think Crack a Bottle is that strong. I don't know, Legendary. I kind of like the list of songs that we gave out tonight, bro. Like, I kind of like those 20 songs rather than going back into a lot of his mixtape songs. You know what I mean? Which I don't know if he will be allowed to use technically, because a lot of those mixtape songs were done in the mixtape theme of it. You know what I mean? Over popular beats. But also, I mean, I know you're talking about shit like you're talking about your records like your Bad News. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't think some of those records will work. You know what I mean? I don't even think some of the records from the Power of the Dollar album will work, like the Material Girl, the Beyonce cut, the Good Die Young. You know what I mean? The hit, Slow Dough. I don't think those records are gonna work in a versus setting. That's why I kind of like the records that we came up with. You know, we hit with about 20 of 50's best songs, not the corny ones, even though I think for some reason he's going to find a way. Guys, in the chat, what's going to happen if it comes up to Candy Shop versus. All right, I'm changing the poll. I'm changing the poll right now, you guys. I got a new poll question for everybody. Salute to Benny the Butcher. He actually won the poll right there. That's my guy. Wish he would have tapped into the live stream. I guess he's busy, but it's all love. Benny the Butcher's the homie. When I got a chance to see Benny, I was like, yo, you know you're the best rapper in the world right now. I told Benny that shit. Better rap song. Better rap song for the ladies. What's going to happen when these two songs come up against each other in the verses? I think this will be the only chance 50 has for Candy Shop if Jay-Z did this song against it. I'm putting it up right now. What do y'all got? Better rap song for the ladies. Jay-Z, Girls, 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 or 50 Cent, Candy Shop. When these two songs come up against each other in the versus battle, which one is going to take the L? Which one is going to take the W? Which song is going to take the L? Because right now I figured out 2 to 3 ways for 50 Cent to get rounds. Obviously, you can throw In the Club in there. That's a guaranteed round for 50. But this right here, Candy Shop or Girls, 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 I think that's about the only chance 50 has of winning with Candy Shop. It's if that's going to be used at the verses, you guys. And honestly, maybe he just does Best Friend. You know what I mean? Honestly, maybe he just does Best Friend. I'm just saying Candy Shop is not 50's strongest female joint. Everybody vote in that poll right now if you haven't. Vote in that poll right now if you haven't. It looks like Jay-Z, Girls, Girls, Girls is actually taking the lead on this for sure. It looks like Girls, Girls, Girls is actually taking the lead on this for sure. Bel Air, Blue Baby. If you don't got some Bel Air, you know what to do. That's that shit right there. If you didn't have no Bel Air on Memorial Day weekend, like my guy, Nems, like Nems would be saying, don't disrespect me having not had drank any Bel Air Memorial weekend. Don't disrespect me having not drank Bel Air Memorial weekend. Don't do it. Yep, 21 questions. 21. Okay. So, yo, Legendary. So 50's got 3. You guys, 50 has 3 girl songs right there that we've just mentioned. Candy Shop. Sorry to flip y'all the bird. Candy Shop, 21 questions, and Best Friend. Which one is he? Also, he has I Want to Get to Know You. He has 4 girl records. Is he doing all 4 of them at the verses or no? 21 has a better fighting chance. I hear you. I hear you on that, bro. I hear you on that shit right there. Rock Dunn says he better do all 4 of those. I'm wondering if he'll capitalize off of the G Unit songs. You know what I mean? 21 questions for so. Yeah, just a little bit. I'm not putting that in the same category. I'm putting just a little bit kind of in the same category as like I'm So Fly. You know what I mean? I'm kind of putting that. Yep. Yep. Change Clothes, Frontin', Drunken Love. Yeah, yeah, Drunken Love for sure. You bring out Beyonce on Drunken Love. He's so he brings out Beyonce. Does 50 really have anything to counter that with? Like, you don't counter Beyonce with Olivia. No disrespect to Olivia. You know what I mean? You don't disrespect. You can't challenge Beyonce. You can't challenge Beyonce with Olivia. So how does 50 contend with Dangerous in Love? Oh, obvious. 21 questions. Yeah, 21 questions. That's how he contends with it. They come off first with that, and then 50 comes back with the classic love song that everybody loves. Or maybe he does Best Friend, and then they come back at that with Dangerous in Love. Yeah. Yeah, and I think I'm the only blogger who ever like said that, you know what I mean? Actually said that to the people who did it. But so Legendary, you think he'll leave Candy Shop out of the verses? Is that what you're saying, bro? Is that your prediction? Just so when 50 Cent eventually does the verses, which he initially said, what's the point of? But I think we kind of realize now that verses is much bigger than a what's the point? It's much bigger than a oh, it's happened because of the pandemic thing. Verse is going to live on. Do you think, in your opinion, is he going to do Candy Shop at when he does the verses? Oh shit. I was just looking at the screen. I'm wondering if he will. I'm wondering if 50 will, you know what I mean? I'm wondering if he'll actually do Candy Shop at his first verses. I don't if I had to it's his biggest record, I guess. Come on, guys. I want to know what y'all have to say about that, man. I'm not really gonna move on until somebody answers me in the chat. I'm not going to move on from this until somebody answers that for me in the chat. Never mind. I guess we can move on. I forgot what I was even talking about. You guys. Not sure if Show Me What You Got would make Jay-Z's verses. I'm not sure if Show Me What You Got. Yep. No Candy Shop. Not Candy Shop against Jay-Z. Good point. Maybe if 50 was doing a lighter artist, he could do Candy Shop. Yeah, so I agree. You could save it for a different verses. Nightman, I don't think we get Show Me What You Got in Jay-Z's first verses. I just am I tripping, you guys? I don't think we get that. Just keep it respectful in the chat. Legendary says he will definitely. We're all remembering this. Everybody remembering this because Legendary be tapping in with us on a regular basis. Let's just remember this. Legendary is saying that 50 will do the Candy Shop song because we'll do a recap of that versus. You know what I mean? If people actually hit me up and let me know that they wanted to see recaps of different verses, like the UGK, like the you know what I'm saying, the verses that just happened with 8 Ball and MJG, or like the verses that just happened with Onyx and Cypress Hill. You know what I mean? I would find a way to see these events. You know what I'm saying? You can always order these events and shit like that. If I know you guys actually wanted to see reviews for this stuff, sort of like the way you watched me review the album, I get pretty indescript with it. There's no other way to review things. You got to give details about what you're reviewing, plus also give your thoughts about it. But also interaction with the chat is key, you guys. That's why I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Oh, PIMP you're talking about. PIMP you're talking about, Trap Bag. Okay, man, I see what you're saying. PIMP versus Girls, Girls, Girls. Yeah, 50 has so many different records like that. That's why I'm wondering. He's got I Want to Get to Know Ya, Candy Shop, Best Friend. He's got all these different records. 21 Questions. Is he really going to need to use them all? I really don't think he's actually going to need to use them all. There might not, it might be too much for 50 Cent, the G Unit General, to actually be doing 1/4 of his selection as girl music. They might say that's a little Ja Rule of you, 50. They'd be like, damn, this was a 50 Cent versus. I really actually didn't expect you to do the majority of your set as girl themed records. And if he does 5 that are girl themed, they're going to imagine that, because then the other 4 or 5 are going to be club. And then we're going to have about 7 or 8 street 50 Cent records. And then the majority of 50's joints on the verses aren't even street, which is what we technically know 50 for being. Oh, shit. We didn't even think about that. Get in My Car. Get in My Car is another good selection. Don't know if it'll make the final cut. You know what I mean? They didn't really take that single all too serious, but I think it was more so because the beat was a little bit slow. The beat was a little bit slow for radio. Yeah, Get in My Car is definitely one of the dope tracks from 50 off of The Massacre. Song Cry, one of my favorite Jay-Z songs. 50 for Song Cry, When It Rains, It Pours. That's what 50 could do for Song Cry. 50 could come back at Song Cry, When It Rains, It Pours. I like that. Yo, what do you mean, Trap Bags? He could change a vibe. Like, do you mean as far as he can change a vibe, like as far as 50 transitioning from the street records to the chick vibe records back into like his club records? Yep, Many Men. Boom, right there, Many Men. What's he gonna come back at? Like, what's Jay gonna perform? What will Jay perform and then 50 comes back with Many Men, or vice versa? What will Jay reply to Many Men with? They got to have this worked out. Say 50's DJ. Say 50's DJ is on the set list and he mixes it up. He's like, yo, we're going to do this shit and we're going to spin it on Jay a little bit. Like if I see him go one way, we're going to go this way with the track listing or the order of the presentation. I like it. And I was literally just thinking, Finesse. I was literally just thinking that we actually had another 50 Cent girl cut, the Can't Leave Him Alone with Sierra. Like, Jesus, man. 50 can't be doing 5 or 6 female songs. 50 can't be doing 5 or 6 female songs, because Jay-Z's female songs, they don't even come off like female songs. They're play a songs. Girls, Girls, Girls is almost a play a song. You know what I mean? But it's also Jay-Z like adapting. It's Jay-Z kind of encouraging another audience to buy his material. That's kind of how I looked at it back in the day. It was commercially appealing. Jay-Z as H to the Izzo, Hard Knock Life. You know what I'm saying? He's got all these records. Song Cry. that 50 can't really contend with a lot of those joints. I had a respond. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. So I just said, right? Song Cry. I just said Song Cry would come back with the rebuttal of When It Rains It Pours. But hold on. What was that really deep, serious Jay-Z song I just said? What was the deep, serious Jay-Z song I just said, though? Not Song Cry, but it's another deep, serious Jay-Z song. We were just saying it because Many Men would be the response to it. But shit, he's also got the Jermaine Dupri record. Yeah. New York with Alicia Keys. And what does 50 have for New York State of Mind with Alicia Keys? Yep. Hard Not Life. That's right, Rez. Jay-Z would do Hard Not Life, and 50 Cent would do Many Men. That would be his response to that. So now let's move on. So now we got those two responses. Song Cry for When It Rains It Pours. Hard Not Life for Many Men. Now let's move on to New York State of Mind. New York. What does he do? Oh, New York State. Oh, I like it, but he's going to lose, bro. I like it, bro, but he's going to lose. If 50 comes at New York State of Mind, if he comes at New York State of Mind, would I run New York? He's going to lose. So we need a better record. We need a better record than we need a better record than I Run New York, because that's not going to do it for New York State of Mind. Legendary. We need a better record. 50's not going against. That's a clear loss. That's a clear loss. So let's come out of the box then for 50 on this one. I Run New York is fire, but it's not beating New York State of Mind. They Burned Me is deep, yeah, and They Burned Me really failed to be on the album Before I Self-Destruct. But so didn't the single with Scott Storch. You know, the one where 50 did the music video for the I Am Legend. Ghetto Quran. Ghetto Quran is a good idea. Ghetto Quran is a very good idea. I'm just not sure if it would work. I'm just not sure if it would work, man. Another thought I had was the Eminem record with was it Jason Mraz or something like that? Adam Levine. Yeah, Adam Levine, the My Life record. But let's go with Crack a Bottle, you guys. How about if they bring Alicia Keys out, 50 Cent brings out Dr. Dre and Eminem, and they just have a party real quick. He's like, all right, you want to do it big for New York? Well, we're going to crack a bottle then. And we're going to bring out Dr. Dre for Crack a Bottle. And that's how they come back at that. Or maybe he does Down on Me. Maybe he does Down on Me with Jeremiah after that. Okay, so then we take it into Patiently Waiting. Then we take it into Patiently Waiting with Eminem. Okay, so maybe that's when he brings Eminem out for the first time. Maybe that's when he brings Eminem out for the first time. I like it. Or maybe he brings, oh, boom, I like it, Eddie. Eddie, you got it. He brings out Justin Timberlake. But you know what, man? Justin Timberlake's not coming out for 50 on this one, you guys, because Justin Timberlake's bigger record is with Jay-Z. What is it called? Suit and Tie? Jay-Z Suit and Tie, right? Yep. Jay-Z's doing Suit and Tie, and Justin Timberlake's not coming out for 50 Cent, you guys. Sorry. Justin Timberlake and Timbaland are not coming out with 50 Cent. So we're gonna have to use that move that you said with Eminem and Patiently Waiting. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, Twix, Pound Cake with Drake. Pound Cake with Drake would be amazing. Dirt Off Your Shoulders would be another dope one, but also I don't know if it would make Jay-Z's first verses. I don't know if Dirt Off Your Shoulder would make Jay-Z's first verses. What do you guys think? If it was Dirt Off Your Shoulders or Change Clothes, what would it be between those two songs if Jay-Z was picking one of those? Yeah, but Suit and Tie is a much bigger hit record, man. AO Technology really didn't do what it was supposed to do. Bro, we are not doing So Seductive, and 50 is not doing So Seductive. Change Clothes over Dirt Off Your Shoulders. You know, I like the beat a little bit more than I like the beat a little bit more than the Change Clothes beat. I just don't like what Jay-Z really did with the beat. You know what I mean? I just don't really like so much what Jay-Z did with the beat. Oh, boom, right there. I like that finesse. 99 Problems would actually be 99 Problems would actually be the record too. Yep, 99 Problems would actually be the one. Weird how that was the third single, but I think probably the best single or the single that stands the test of time the most. I mean, I would definitely put, now that we're saying that, 99 Problems would be over Change Clothes and Dirt Off Your Shoulders. Now, Dirt Off Your Shoulders and Timbaland production is amazing. You know, that's why I take that production. But I just wasn't really feeling what Jay was doing on it. And that's no disrespect to the big homie Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving my opinion about that, you know. In retrospect, I feel like it's crazy that 99 Problems, the third single, actually turned out to be the best single. Yeah, Money Ain't a Thing. So now we move on to Money Ain't a Thing. How does so I'd say Jay-Z does 99 Problems after that, and then 50 Cent replies with Down on Me with Jeremiah. That's cool. Jay-Z comes back with Money Ain't a Thing. What does 50 come back at him with Money Ain't a Thing? I think he does Money Ain't a Thing, Jay-Z, or it's vice versa. 50 does I Get Money, and then Jay-Z does Money Ain't a Thing. Bring out Jermaine Dupri. Yep. 50 does I Get Money. 50 does I Get Money. Yep. 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 And then Jay-Z responds to it. Jay-Z responds to it. Or if it's Jay-Z comes out with I Get Money, 50 does I Get Money. Money Anything. So then what's next, you guys? What did Jay-Z come with after that, in your opinion? What about Can't Knock the Hustle? You know what I'm saying? What about taking it all the way back to the beginning? If he takes it all the way back to the beginning, where does 50 go with it at that point? I think 50 would probably respond to Can't Knock the Hustle. Is this an acceptable response? Is back down an acceptable response? Moment of clarity is good. Moment of clarity is good. Is back down a respectable response though to Can't Knock the Hustle? I like moment. Dead Prez. Finesse. Finesse. Where does Where does Dead Prez fit in, bro? What are you talking about? Hell yeah, or what are you talking about, bro? Red Bull. Streets is watching. But yo, guys, does Jay-Z, does 50 Cent? Yup, boom, boom, right there. Boom, right there. My guy got it. My guy got it right there. Because, y'all, I don't know if Back Down fits in. I don't know if Back Down fits in, you guys. I don't know if Back Down fits into the verses. Oh, my. Oh, come on, man. Come on, bro. You mean Dead Presidents, bro? Dead Presidents. I thought you, for some reason, I thought you was Dead Prez is one of my favorite groups, bro. Don't give me, don't give me a reason to bring up Dead Prez. Don't give me a reason to bring up Dead Prez. That's like literally my favorite duo right there with Mobb Deep. You know, I put them right there. Dead Prez. They had two great albums, the Let's Get Free album and the Revolutionary But Gangsta album. I don't think they got their third album, The Information Age, out. Cool album title, though. Hold on. So then do we get a Moment of Clarity versus Wanksta potentially? I got to roll up again, y'all. I got to roll up again, y'all. So girls beat out Candy Shop. That's what's up. Girls actually beat out Candy Shop. That's pretty lit. Yeah, man, I gotta actually hit the dispensary and go get some more fire. Okay. No Wanksta versus Dead Prez by Jay. Okay. Put in a couple votes in the chat. Who do y'all think? Let's get some votes in the chat. Put it in. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Wanksta or Dead Presidents? Just put it in the chat. Yeah, I was smoking some Purple Rain cookies today with my boy Cody Banks, the real Cody Banks. Also, I was smoking the rest of my Dosi Pie, and now I'm finishing off the apple juice. Yeah. Well, it looks like Jay-Z is taking a lot of these rounds. Dead Prezi, Dead Prez, hands down. Dead Prez, hands down. What do y'all got? Put it in the stream, man. Put it in the stream. Who do y'all got? Who do y'all got? Hell no, Eddie. We ain't doing that Robin song. We ain't doing that Robin song. I would hope a lot of the Eminem and 50 Cent features would be left off of the verses because I really wasn't into those, man. They were kind of like jokey records as well. Too jokey, man. Like, come on. Take the record serious, man. I mean, let them do what they want to do. You know what I mean? Let them do what they want to do, man. But I just appreciate serious music. Nightman, what up, gangsta? What would that go up against, you guys? What high energy record would Jay-Z have to go up against What Up Gangsta, you guys? What's he coming at? What's he coming at 50 What's he coming at 50 with after he does What Up Gangsta? What do y'all have to say about that? Trying to think, what would Jay-Z respond to What Up with Gangsta with that? Okay. I see a couple people are saying, a couple people are actually saying imaginary players would kill that. Money Cash Hose. Money Cash Hose, I like that. I like that. What we do is wrong. What we do is wrong. I like that. I like that, Twix. Bring out Freeway. Renegade. Details in the building. Details in the building. I don't know about feeling it, bro. Rock a block, bro. I don't know about feeling it, man. I don't know about feeling it. Black Republicans, bring out Nas. Yeah, whole bunch of different choices, man. What a versus this would be. Oh, damn it. Hold on 1 second. It's been saved. I'm rolling up a little something, you guys. You know, I smoke heavy on these blogs. After we get the news out, though, man, I got the whole review out. You guys. We went over the throwback interview with 50 Cent, where he basically he said a few things that maybe this interview was before GU not got popping. You know what I mean? Maybe it was before GU not got popping and shit like that. Or actually, no, like I said, the game by the end of his album run for the documentary, the game was starting to implement the GU not shit into his campaign. You know, that's why 50 was pretty much saying the Interscope didn't give a shit about releasing content that had to do with dissing G Unit. That's why 50 was kind of feeling that way. Although I feel like 50 saying that and back then saying it, it's like, come on, man. It's completely obvious that Interscope rocks with you, 50. Interscope is making any move that you want to make. They literally got the game off of Aftermath because he was having issues with you. So what the hell is that? Not to mention all the record sales that were ruined because of the fact that they weren't friends anymore. Like the fact that 50 Cent and Game weren't friends anymore, y'all. The fact that they actually split apart, that ruined the chance for the follow up to Beg for Mercy to be even more successful. Damn. Yeah, I got like 2 L's left, so I got to definitely hit the dispensary. Yep. Jay-Z song Cry. We said that 50 Cent would come back at that with When It Rains, It Pours. Probably a losing effort though for 50. If 50 came at him with it When It Rains, It Pours. You know, I kind of feel like that would be a losing effort for 50 Cent in that one. Song Cry is one of my favorite Jay-Z songs. What would he do? What would Jay-Z do with Young Jeezy? What do you think Jay-Z would do with Young Jeezy? wonder what he would bring to the table with Young Jeezy for the verses. Because I think Jay-Z would actually have Jeezy. You know, I think Jay-Z would actually have Jeezy out there compared to 50 having Jeezy out there. 50 has a song with Jeezy and Snoop Dogg. What's that song called, you guys? A song that really didn't get the attention it deserved. Like, come on. You're telling me 50 Cent and 50 Cent and Young Jeezy on a record together isn't going to make noise? That makes absolutely no sense. That makes no sense. Oh No with Snoop Dogg was fire. Oh No. Yeah, Oh No, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I seem to remember that one. 50 was on that? Yep. 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 That was on that was on Rhythm and Gangsta. That was on Rhythm and Gangsta, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, Major Distribution with 50 and Young Jeezy and Snoop Dogg. I really wasn't feeling that one, and it was like, damn, wasn't that going to be one of 50's singles for SK Tales? Wasn't that actually going to be one of 50's singles for SK Tales or something? And it just didn't go off. And it was like, wow, 50's music just isn't going off anymore. 50 just doesn't have the capability of actually selling these units anymore that he once did. It was kind of tragic as a 50 Cent fan. You know what I mean? Boom, right there. Detail says it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the man's. Yeah, it would be go crazy, Rez. It would be go crazy. So what's the feature that 50 would have? What's 50's best feature, you guys? If Young Jeezy came at 50, if Young Jeezy and Jay-Z came out and they did the Go Crazy, the remix that Jay-Z did. Was it a remix or was it the single? Was it a remix or the single? The remix with Fat Joe and Jay-Z, was that the remix or the original? 50 has Mary J. Blige. 50 has Mary J. Blige on what, bro? That one weak ass song from the Curtis album? He can't do that. That song is weak. 50's on that song talking about it's the moon or the stars or whatever you're into. Like, no, 50 cannot do that one. So who does 50 come back at that with? Young Jeezy and Jay-Z. Who does 50 have a feature with that's that good? We already used the Patiently Waiting Eminem. Come on, guys. We appreciate you, Zach. If you tap in, you definitely will get caught up on everything with this channel, man. So who's 50 coming back? Who's 50's feature with? This is where he's got to bring out the game. This is where 50 has got to bring out the game, you guys, and he's got to do Hate It or Love It. And that's where he can win the round. If 50 comes out with the game Hate It or Love It, that's pretty much going to be the only feature he could do. Exactly. Yeah. It's going to have to be the game. Sad to say, but this is where the game is going to fit in, and he's going to take that round as well. It's going to be a great round for Jay, but 50 is going to take that round. Detail, you're a little bit late to the conversation tonight. We had actually addressed that about 15 or 20 minutes ago. 50 Cent actually winning a couple rounds based on doing a few things. Let me see. Let me see. Should I spark this up? Really appreciate everybody tapping in on this live tonight. I would really appreciate y'all for tapping in. Final questions, guys. I think we went over it pretty drastically, man. We had a great topic about after on the the post show here about 50 versus Jay-Z. I'm gonna end the poll, guys. I'm gonna end the poll. So this is your last chance to vote in the poll, everybody. What song do you guys like better? You guys more into Girls, Girls, Girls or Candy Shop? Which song do you got better? Vote in the poll right now. Vote in that poll right now. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed right now, you guys. That's right. Appreciate you, Lean. Thank Just Mike. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. I want everybody in here to follow me on the gram. Whoever follows me on the gram, I'm going to follow you guys back. Actually, just follow me. Can't promise you I'm going to follow you back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really. My bad. I was just used to be on such a follow back type thing back in the day. Just follow me if you support me on the gram, you guys. I really appreciate it. Let me see. So better rap song for the ladies. Right now, Jay-Z's Girls, Girls, Girls is winning with 54%. 54% to 46%. Vote in the poll right now if you want to impact the poll. We've got 46 votes, so we can fit a few more in there. I want everybody to vote in the poll right now. Show some support. That's right. Vote in the poll right now. This is going to be your last chance. This is your last chance. I'm going to give you guys about 30 more seconds to vote in the poll. Just going to break up this bud over here while I give you an opportunity to vote in the poll. There's a poll that you can see in the chat. You should be able to see the poll in the chat. If you can't see it, just refresh the page, you guys. Just refresh the page if you cannot see the poll in the chat, and it will enable you to see it. You can vote in the poll. I got two options: Jay-Z's Girls, Girls, Girls versus 50 Cent's Candy Shop. Why, Rez, you're gonna have to send in a super chat for that one, bro. Last chance to vote in the poll, guys. I'm about to end that shit. What up? What up? What up? Appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight, man. We still got 100 viewers strong in here right now. I got a poll up. I want everybody to hit the like button and vote in the poll. Nice, nice, nice. Who did you vote for, Zach? So right now, basically, Jay-Z, Girls, Girls, Girls is leading the poll. Detail says, I feel like the ladies liked Candy Shop and us fellas liked Girls, Girls, Girls. Facts. That's true as well. That's true as well. Jay-Z was showing a lighter side for sure, though, on Girls, Girls, Girls. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a dope-ass video that Jay actually shot for that. You know what I mean? It really was. And Jay really didn't go into the league of like acting. He tried a little bit, but Jay-Z was more the guy who was actually doing all those things we were talking about 50 attempting to do, setting up multiple record labels. Jay-Z has run Def Jam. Jay-Z has gone on to do Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? He turned Rockefeller into a label that we saw so many different acts come out from female acts to groups to duos to single stars. You know what I'm saying? Major salute to Oklahoma here on the tap in. Major salute to Oklahoma here on the tap in. Just Mike in the building. Everybody get your last votes. Everybody get your last votes right now in. If you haven't voted in the poll, get that last vote in. I'm about to end the poll right now. It looks like Jay-Z, Girls, Girls, Girls is going to hold tight with the number one position, but 55%. So a bit of more people voted for Candy Shop, but it's not going to do the trick. If Jay-Z had Girls, 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 and 50 had Candy Shop, they're saying Girls, Girls, Girls would actually take it in the verses. I'm going to end the poll right now. Well, we just got another vote, so I'm going to leave it up for just a second. Looking like Girls, Girls, Girls is going down a little bit. Everybody vote in the poll. If you have not, vote in the poll right now. Okay, get out of that. Yep. Wow. Jay-Z, Girls, 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 down to 52%. Vote in the poll right now. Vote in the poll if you haven't. Everybody vote in the poll right now. Jay-Z is at 52%. And 50 Cent Candy Shop is at 48%, you guys. I need everybody to vote in the poll right now because the numbers are changing. 50 Cent could take the lead on this. All right, guys, I'm ending the poll in 30 seconds. The votes are slowing up, so I'm going to end the poll in 30 seconds. Definitely appreciate y'all and voting in the poll. I'm going to end it right now. It looks like it's 52% for Girls, 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 48% for Candy Shop. And I'm going to end the poll. Boom. Poll is over. Major salute to Baltimore. Major salute to Baltimore. Oh, shit. Yep. Girls, Girls, Girls went down to 51%. Girls, Girls, Girls went down to 51%. I see it. Rest in peace, my guy, DMX. Definitely. I mean, DMX, Lil Wayne, I'm taking DMX. You know what I mean? Those first 5 albums that DMX have, like, so they're the greatest albums. That's the greatest album series right there, I would have to say. You can't really grab another artist that actually had 5 albums in a row like that were actually great. Somebody in the chat, name all those albums right there. Whoever in the chat can name all the albums, I will pin your comment up right now. Whoever names all 5 of DMX's albums. If you want to throw the 6th one in there, Year of the Dog, again, that's cool. Salute to you, Detail. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight for sure, my guy. You know we got the livest YouTube live on the internet. Yep, DMX's first, the 5 albums were fire. Yep. Flesh in my flesh. Damn, did I just mess it up right from the gate? Did I just mess it up right from the gate, you guys? God, I'm a failure to my brother because everybody knows It's Dark was the first album. Oh my God. Just imagine if he started off with Flesh of My Flesh. It would have looked absolutely crazy. He had to start it off with It's Dark. But then, and then there was X, The Great Depression, Grand Champ, some of the greatest albums. Year of the Dog, and then, of course, the album that nobody really likes to mention, Undisputed. Grand Champ was good, but I really think the order, actually, I think Flesh of My Flesh was the best one. But that's just because I was younger. I was younger at that time. You know what I mean? I thought Flesh of My Flesh was the best one, followed by his first album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. And then there was X, The Great Depression, Grand Champ. I think it was pretty much that order. Year of the Dog was all right. Year of the Dog was all right, but it really wasn't the same type of it really wasn't the same type of vibe, man. It really wasn't the same type of vibe. Let me see, the label changed. He went over to Columbia. The single was Lord Give Me a Sign. We In Here was cool. We In Here was cool. They got it started off right though. Yeah, Grand Champ X was great. It was great. Had some great features on there. Had some great songs on there. Let's take a little look at it. Let's take a little memory lane. Get It on the Floor. Where the Hood At? Um, let's see what we got here. Shot Down with 50 and Styles P. Um, we're back with Even Jadakiss. Not really ringing a bell. Rob All Night. We Go Hard with Cameron. Yeah. The Monica track, Don't Gotta Go Home. And then there was X. I kind of rank them like in the order that they came out, to be honest with you. Let me see why I give Flesh of My Flesh the nod on that one. Obviously. Obviously I give it the nod because Slippin's on it. You know what I mean? When did he I guess he started working with Scott Storch on the third album, huh? Hmm. When did he work with Storch, or did Storch just let him use his crib? Because Scott Storch apparently let him use the crib for the what album did he what song did he do shoot at Scott Storch's crib, you guys? It was What's My Name, yeah, because it wasn't Party Up and it wasn't What These Bitches Want. Those were all great singles. But you know what I mean? It was What's My Name. I'm shocked that Scott Storch didn't produce What's My Name. Hmm. That's odd. I would have thought Scott Storch. What did Scott Storch produce for DMX? Scott Storch DMX songs. Um, yeah, I'm not finding off any of the rip, you guys. Just to be honest with you, I'm not finding off any of the rips. Swiss Beats did What's My Name? Hey, yo, Kato. Yeah, you guys. I really enjoyed the live video tonight, though. Y'all are the best audience, man. Y'all are the best audience. I hope everybody on here joins me on my next live video. I want y'all to subscribe to the channel. I want y'all to make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss my live videos, you guys. You don't want to miss any of my live videos, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the link that's pinned up right now. South Strip just signed their first deal. Amazing group out of Florida. You know what I mean? They got a story to tell and they're going to get an opportunity to do so. So go give their music an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, always share this content with at least one of your friends. You know what I mean? Spreading the word is vital. You know what I'm saying? Spreading the word is vital. I'll be on here again to give off all the news. I really enjoyed doing the album review for the Lobby Boyz. I gave it a 7.5. Good album. You know what I'm saying? Good album right there. Go check it out. The Lobby Boyz official album. If you guys haven't heard it, major salute to everybody for tapping in and watching this video in its entirety. You know, I enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy tapping in with you all here on a nightly basis, going over all the news, you guys. Listen, everybody on here, follow me on the gram. If you're on Instagram, follow me over there. Just to show support, you know what I'm saying? If you're not subscribed to here, make sure you subscribe on here, hit that little notification bell so you never miss one of my videos. You're not going to want to miss a live opportunity to interact you know what I mean, and go over the details of these different situations. You know what I mean? Talk a little bit about history, talk a little bit about history, from our definition, from our vision of it, the way we saw it. And then we get to compare and contrast it with what others saw. You know what I mean? It's good conversation. But like I said, it's vital. We've got to bring more people in. So share the video with one friend. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for too much. Really appreciate y'all. Shoot me the follow on Instagram, Mikey T _ the movie star. If you guys are on there like that, if you guys are on Clubhouse, I have a Mikey T movie star room on Clubhouse, and I'd appreciate it if y'all tapped in with me on those forms of social media. Yeah, guys, that's going to do it for me tonight, man. I'm about to get out of here. Oh, I already rolled it up. I'm about to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get back to, figuring out what I'm going to do next. I'm like an artist. I'm just like these artists out there signed to a label. I'm always looking for my next hit. I'm always looking for my next hit joint, you guys. I'm always looking for my next hit video, my next hit record. So you guys will see me back on here again very shortly. Make sure y'all tap in. I come on here usually at about 10:30 p.m. You know what I'm saying? But I also do videos, midday videos as well. I know a lot of people like to tap in and listen during the day. So I like to come in at different hours, you know what I mean, to facilitate. But also make sure you tap in and watch my interviews. Don't miss my interviews, man. Don't miss them interviews. Show some love when you get the opportunity. You know what I mean? Show some love when you get the chance, man. And I will catch you all on the next episode, y'all. Respect.